You don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot, so it's time to get your grilling on. Pick up the Traeger Pro Series 22-pellet grill and smoker, now on special buy for $389, was $549. Smoke a rack of ribs or bake an apple pie, this grill is versatile enough to do it all. This summer, no matter how you like your steaks, your barbecues are guaranteed to be well done. Celebrate 4th of July with fast, free delivery on select grills right now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can bet $10 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Here we go, 318. What a full house there is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Mason, Sedano, Cappy, MT. Let's go.
These microphones sound really good. Good job with the processing.
Listen, we're going to continue the conversation in a moment, but I used this analogy earlier with Travis.
Yeah.
It's like the scene with David Justice in Moneyball when he says $1.25 for soda, and then they say, listen, soda money's on the field. We got to leave the money on the field. Some of the engineering money that people think we got to leave it on the field. Mm-hmm. You guys, the price doesn't go down.
Stop, whatever.
Right.
All right.
Price doesn't go down.
Let's get to the real order of business here.
What's going on here, Georgie? What's the problem here?
Mason, I protected our team yesterday, and this is why Michael needs to be here to deliberate.
Yes. Okay.
So yesterday, Parker Bell,
right?
Okay, P. Bell extraordinaire.
Yep.
Comes in here, and Cappy's like, hey man, you gonna play in this game or what? And he's like, no. I'm gonna play, and he's like, "Oh, you're playing with us." And I stood up and said,
"Not exactly how I remember the story.
Very similar. It was very, very close."
All right, you can tell your side.
Go ahead. Then I said, "Well, that's BS. You can't have Parker and Trudell."
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
So I said that.
What are you afraid of? You've been telling everybody you're going to kill us since the day of the draft.
But you can't take both free agents.
Okay.
So I said you can pick one. Mm-hmm. And you picked Parker Bell. Mm-hmm. So I made sure Mason knew that this transpired. And I said, we'll take Trudell. And, I acted as interim GM in Mason's behalf. Job. Mm-hmm. And I text Trudell today, said there's another Cappy betrayal.
Oh, wow.
He picked Parker Bell over you.
Why would you take Parker over
Did Trudell tell you what he told me today on text?
No, what he said?
He's not playing.
No, he said to me, well, Greg hasn't, am I broadcasting, am I playing? I told Greg whatever, and I said, no, you're playing with us, with me and Mace.
But now he's not playing. Him and I texted. He said he's not playing. He's going to be in the booth with Mike on.
Oh, he's going to be in the booth.
Yeah.
Just as for why.
And then Parker Bell's not playing either.
Parker Bell,
really?
bam.
And
that doesn't seem
that just kind of ruined the whole bit
no.
here. I mean, thanks, Chris.
Well, I'm just being honest with you before we go too. But the partners you got,
killer.
You got the partners from Legends Attic.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Who
Big bats.
Oh,
big
really?
bats.
Okay.
So now Team Cappy without a doubt. Team Cappy.
But I'll tell you this. You still betrayed Trudell. That absolutely did happen. You sold him down the river for Parker Bell in a second.
Well, I'll just say this. Sports is a very tough business. And sometimes when you're in the general manager position, you have to make tough calls.
Correct.
Now, I'm looking at Mike Trudell, and I'm seeing a guy who's in his early 40s and a guy who's got a hurt back. Yeah. And then I'm looking at Parker Bell, who had a very accomplished varsity baseball career in high school.
He's coming in right now.
And a guy who's a speed demon and is a guy who is fully healthy.
Yeah.
So you tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had the choice between injured Trudell or younger, faster Parker Bell, it's a no-brainer for me.
I know I summarized what transpired yesterday, but isn't that basically how it went down yesterday?
Do not be intimidated by him.
Be
Answer
honest,
correctly.
just tell the truth.
Because I have the text, so go ahead.
It is exactly what happened.
That is so wrong.
The thing is, though,
wrong.
I'm betting on myself, Sedano, so I agree with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So listen, Parker said to me, he goes, dude, you got to get me on your team. I'm a speed demon.
I did text him that.
Okay. So he was soliciting
me. A varsity baseball player.
Baseball.
Where'd you play your high school baseball?
Out in Menifee, California.
Okay. What high school?
Paloma Valley High School. Go Wildcats.
And you played your varsity baseball through your senior year?
Second baseman.
What position? Oh, second base?
Yep.
Okay. And did you have a nice career in high school?
Nope.
That's okay. That makes you the
listen, I was
worst
actually
of all
makes-
of us.
Still,
It
yeah,
actually
the
makes
most
us
qualified.
very honest.
I was, 5'10", $145. So,
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't hitting dingers, but I was fast.
Okay, I'll just tell you this right now.
Pinch runner.
I need a center fielder who can make routine catches.
Cappy, he
He's
can't
out.
play.
Why?
Do you
Because
get
his
this?
boss
He's not
said he
playing.
can't play.
Who's his boss?
Carlo.
Carlo
What?
says absolutely
He's got
not.
to work.
The higher power.
This freaking Carlo, man.
Yeah.
Hashtag let
All right,
Parker
so
play.
Trudell's back in the broadcast booth with Michael and Krista.
But hey, I want to go
Unbelievable.
back to one thing. You said who's playing for Cappy now?
You've got one of the Legends Addict guys. I believe his name's Christian. That guy with the big stick from last year.
Christian is.
Yeah.
Who do we get? Do we get the guy from Rotolo?
Talk to Stephanie
You don't
and
need
Janessa.
anybody.
I want
you
the guy
got,
from
you got,
Rotolo and
They,
the guy from
no,
Children's
you don't.
You got
Dental
Kirk
Fund
Morrison.
They
Zone.
flip the coin, and that's how it went.
You got Kirk Morrison. You've got.
Well,
you know,
I-
the
Yeah, you said your
Andres,
team was
you've got-
amazing.
You've got DeMarco. You got all the brothers who can hit.
But these guys were not available earlier.
Right.
Well, hey, listen, Mason,
partners
you
were a coin
screwed up.
flip.
Mason, you screwed up. You, from the minute the draft ended, told everybody your guys are going to kill us. You guys have a significantly better team. So now everybody's like, well, to make this thing competitive, we better give Cap a little bit more talent. So they've tried to even things
Here's
out.
the deal.
This is all your
I
fault.
am 100% confident that we're going to crush you.
We're going to win this game.
100%
We will
confident.
win
Team
this
Cappy
game.
But I
now.
want to know what partners are on my team.
I mean, they'll have the information, not me.
You get Jacob and Ronnie.
Jacob's not going to play in
Jacob's
this.
going to play.
No,
you
Jacob's
got
in
Jacob.
Europe. Jacob went to
Jacob
Europe.
is a slap
Jacob's-
hitter.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
You know, he's a punch and Judy
could
guy.
play.
You know, just
He
like
could play.
Sedano.
No, the guy from Rotolo and the guy from Children's Dental
Which
Fund
guy
Zone.
from Rotolo? The guy that's on the TV commercials that hit those
No,
bombs
the
off
guy
that's
him?
that
Mike
hit-
Capozzi.
Exactly.
Mike Capozzi,
Mike
yeah.
hit the bombs. Exactly right. It's not over, man. And here's the thing. I'm the Dodgers. I want this team to get better. You
What,
can
you wanna
always
get swept by the
better.
Brewers?
If
Yeah.
you're
You've
not
lost
getting
your last
better,
six.
you're
Careful.
getting worse.
You've lost your last 6.
No, I'm not the Dodgers. Well, I'm the Dodgers. I'm Andrew Friedman.
Big picture, Dodgers.
you are,
Big
ya?
picture. Exactly.
Aren't I closer to being Andrew Friedman?
Yeah.
Does Andrew Friedman walk out of meetings where feedback is given?
I don't think. Do you think Andrew
Andrew
Friedman
Feed-
takes
back.
Andrew feedback?
I'm sure from the owner.
By the
Yeah.
way, the processing on the mic sucks. It's screwing me up.
I agree.
All right.
What do you guys want me to do?
Fix it.
Well, in order to really do it well, we're going to have to wait till August when everyone's on vacation.
Why don't we just
and
all
we're
go on
gonna gut
vacation
the
now?
whole thing
Why
and
don't you
start it.
rehire Tim Ahern?
Yeah, Tim Ahern.
Yeah, where's Tim Ahern?
Where-
yeah,
is
hey,
him?
Tim Ahern.
We actually tried that last year.
Yeah.
But
And
that
what
didn't-
happened?
Yeah, Tim wasn't interested.
Give him an
really?
offer he can't refuse, Godfather.
Nah, I can't make those kind of offers because Cappy, Mace, Sedano, and Ireland take all the money.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I
Throw
heard it
in
was
a
Mason
date
and
with-
Ireland that were taking
Please.
all the money.
I
Throw in
heard
a
I mean,
date
they
with
just did a
Megan
new
Thee
deal.
Stallion.
So.
Right.
There's been nothing.
Michael, does Megan Thee Stallion have an engineer that could come in here and maybe clean things up a little
Yeah,
bit?
she's that big. You know she probably
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Somebody who can mix things. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys give DeAndre a job?
Well, he has a
what,
job.
security for Megan Thee Stallion?
He can do it.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna
we're
get out
done
of
here.
here.
I
But-
just wanted to make sure that everyone knew what had transpired.
Right.
The nefarious actions of one Scott Kaplan.
You know, I appreciate that you fought for the team.
I did.
Yeah,
In fact,
means
he
a lot.
didn't just fight for the team. When I said I thought I actually had Trudell and Parker back.
Right. I said no
yes.
chance.
And then George immediately said, no.
Exactly.
He
Cappy,
said,
are
he
you,
said one or the other.
Cappy, you singing the anthem again with Mace?
Okay, hold on a second, Michael.
Michael says no.
Okay, but I don't understand why. I thought together we harmonized beautifully.
No, Mace doesn't need help.
Now, I think Cappy did a good job.
Yeah, but that's like a guy from the audience going up there working with Sinatra.
Oh, is that you think that's what it is?
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Well, Lindsay's trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
But I can just barely hear her, so I can't really hear what she's saying.
I was
Don't
going to say,
worry.
why don't we invite Megan Thee Stallion to sing the anthem?
Yes,
There we
Megan
go.
Thee
Yes.
Stallion.
Yes.
She could rap it.
Oh,
throw the
that
first
would be
pitch, too.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she could pitch for my team.
So it would
That's
be a
if this
great
stuff-
meeting.
That's if the rumors on the internet are true.
Yes.
Oh, right. If they're true.
If they're
Yeah.
true.
We
It's
don't
on the
really know
internet.
Yeah, we
You
have
never
no
know.
idea. No knowledge of this
It
whatsoever.
was probably AI Clay.
It's AI deep fake photobombs.
I'm like Sergeant Schultz. I know nothing.
Yes,
That's a
I
deep
agree.
reference. I get the
I
reference.
did too.
Yeah.
I did too.
I did too.
Yes,
I did
yes,
too.
we
But
all
no
got
way,
it.
Look at DeAndre.
DeAndre knows
DeAndre
nothing.
knows
DeAndre,
Mike-
you never
Michael
seen-
Fun just knows.
By the way,
Yeah. You never seen Hogan's Heroes?
The most hilarious thing happened with us yesterday. We went to dinner with our CHLA winner Armand and his son.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we were walking back here after the dinner.
And
you know,
here- yeah,
you
it
know
was
how
amazing.
you know how Cappy, every time we have like an old song, it's like, hey, DeAndre, you don't know nothing about the Beatles or whatever.
Yeah, right.
So DeAndre's wearing an Oakland A's hat, and some random dude walks up to him and says, man, what you know about the Oakland A's?
It was
DeAndre
amazing.
told him on the streets, he goes, man, I ain't know nothing about no open A.
And the best thing is Cappy struts a little differently when DeAndre's with
When
us.
he's walking with DeAndre.
You know what I mean?
Right, because if anybody wants any smoke, you got to go through DeAndre.
Damn right.
And beyond that, I had Sedano also, and I'm like, all right, so I got DeAndre and I got Mr. Black Belt over here. There's 3 layers till they get to me. Yeah.
Oh, do we have the cut from DeAndre Ayton?
We'll get it once.
Yeah, get it. I want you to hear what he said about you.
Ooh, okay.
So we did the interview with DeAndre Ayton yesterday, and I wanted to see, like, who was it that asked? Somebody asked, right? Like, does he know who Michael Thompson? I'm like,
You
of course.
did.
Well, we were joking. Could he mentor?
And I said,
DeAndre
of course he
Ayton?
knows
Well,
who
now
Michael
you need to put
is.
your headphones back on, Mace.
Yeah.
He's not going to do
So
it. He won't do it.
here it is. It was the last question. It was the second to last
The
question.
talkback also isn't working because it's muting everything, which is
It was the second to last question. Cappy went
What a
with
disaster.
an extra question yesterday, but we were gonna dismount on this.
dismount.
Let me ask you this. One last thing before we let you go, because we're getting the rap signal from the team. Are you familiar with the Bahamian legend, former Laker, 2-time champion Michael Thompson? Yeah,
Hey, all
who's
right,
calling
finish
your
it.
games?
That is the grandfather of this whole thing.
Grandpa.
That's why we have hopes of being in the NBA, and the reason the ball bounces on that island. That man right there, he opened the gates for sure.
Wow.
It's a nice
How
tribute.
nice is
Great
that?
tribute. Only
Very
thing,
nice
you got
tribute.
it wrong.
What?
It's 9-time champion.
All right,
Two-time
he counts
champion.
all of his.
Count all my rings. I
He
got
counts all of
Because
his.
he counts
broadcaster
Clay's
rings.
rings.
Clay's, 2, and then 3's an
I
announcer.
meant you.
Oh.
I meant you specifically
No,
as a
that's
player.
legit, by the way.
Thank you.
That
Thank you,
is
Cappy.
completely
Oh,
legit.
you know what? Riles does count his assistant one too.
That's
You're
right. So does Mike Brown,
Yeah.
4-time champion.
If your son
They
has
is
championships,
this is a
those are
four-time
your
champion.
championships. Absolutely
Exactly. But that's very nice for DeAndre to say. And I can't wait to see him. I told you, man, this young man's going to make a difference.
Keep
Look
that
at
guy in the
what
middle
are you
of the
going
fairway,
to
right.
Michael. We're all
Sedano's so
counting on you.
skeptical.
I know.
Sedano's so
We'll see.
skeptical.
It means so much when you put that Laker jersey onto these guys.
I'm sure.
Especially since you got to remember, the Lakers are the Bahamas' favorite team.
I just hope that JJ doesn't have an aneurysm a month into the season, is all I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guarantee
It's a nice
18 and 12 is what he'll give us.
Okay.
And 2 blocks.
I just don't want
How
you to
much
have
of that
an
will be
aneurysm.
impactful, though, is the question.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This boy can play.
All right, we're gonna find out.
Talent,
Good.
talent is
Show me.
never the question.
All right.
All right. Michael, thank you. Mason, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Tonight, it's a showdown in the heart of LA. The Black and Gold welcome the Colorado Rapids to BMO Stadium for a Western Conference battle.
LAFC!
Can LAFC take the full 3 points at home? Los Angeles Football Club face off with the Colorado Rapids. Pre-match coverage starts tonight at 7 p.m. On the home of the Black and Gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can bet $10 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr. Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
I remember Kobe had one
Do
too.
you think that Travis bought a rap album ever?
Did anybody who says they love Kobe, did anybody buy that album? I want to know.
I did not buy that.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Did anybody play it, buy it? Was it good? Good or bad? Nothing?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't help
Is
you
this
with
it?
List.
Stop, please.
This This was his answer to Shaq's rapping, right?
I think so.
You think that Travis is bumping in his Chevy Silverado to this?
Look, I'm not a music critic, but that doesn't sound like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
He's kind of got what's the vibe I'm looking for? He's kind of got kind of a New Jack
New Jack vibe, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just about to say that.
New Jack.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Cappy, it's Neo and Pitbull.
I'm so thrown off. It's 3:32.
Yeah.
I felt like it was the first segment again.
Yeah.
No, it's Neo and Pitbull now.
It's one of my all-time faves.
Yo, this is a great jam from like 14 years ago.
On this day in 2011, the number one hit, Pitbull.
I nailed it.
Featuring
14
Neo.
years ago.
Afrojack and Nair. I think it's Nair.
Text somebody, texty, tell them, hey,
Give me
everything tonight.
Come on, everybody.
Give me everything tonight. Give me everything tonight. Oh, here comes your boy, Cappy. He's coming right now.
Mr. Worldwide.
There he is. Make Lindsay Lohan. Do it in my life, baby.
Yeah,
darling.
Excuse me. I'm gonna take a little more than I do tonight. Yeah, come on, get on it, DeAndre. Or Deontay. Yeah. So good tonight. Tonight.
Good jam, man.
My favorite part is coming up later in the song, though.
Yeah, when it turns a negative into a positive.
Where Pitbull just gives you inspiration,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's like, hey, look, any day above ground
He's like a
is
Hallmark
good day.
card, but rapping.
Right. Any
Yeah.
day above ground is a good day.
Yeah.
You know, look, I've been there before, man.
Yeah.
You know, I've been
Neo
down.
has 4 girlfriends?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
polyamorous.
He's a polygamist.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that seems like so much work.
That's what I say.
Yeah. 3.
I mean,
But when
2
he
is good.
He gets
2 is
bored
good.
with one, he just like hangs out with the other one. You know?
No, but like 2 is a good number of girlfriends. You know what I mean? Like 1
Four is
gets you
too
upset,
much.
you go to the other one. The other
I
one
feel
gets
like
you
I
upset.
have 2 right now. I've got Stephanie, but then I have to manage Cappy's calendar, so that's a whole other.
Oh, you had to see.
And
what
by the way,
happened here
that's
yesterday.
official now. That's officially been given to me.
You're on Cappy's calendar now?
It's like
he owns
it's been told.
Yeah, he
that
runs
I
it.
have to manage it now. So we set up like a share account thing in Google.
Are you serious?
He has to run my calendar now. Right, he's in total
I need
control.
I need to retire. This is a low point for me.
Yeah.
First Vanderbilt, right, and now this.
Hello, everybody. Hey, listen, the Dodgers lost again.
Oh, dude, it was unbelievable,
Cappy.
too. It was unbelievable. Me and Chris were downstairs at the Lazy Dog watching this whole thing.
We were at the Dog.
Dodgers were up 2-1, and then here comes Milwaukee battling back. They get it to 2-2. They go to extra innings, and they wind up walking this thing off, and Milwaukee loses their mind. Everybody's going crazy because they're like, yeah, we just knocked out the Dodgers, man. Beat LA. And they were going nuts, and that's 2 straight sweeps. Obviously, 1 at home against Houston, now on the road against Milwaukee. And at this point, I think it's fair to say that the Dodgers are kind of limping towards the All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, the only 4.5 on the Giants now.
Giants, by the way, and
They've won 4 in a row. Right?
I didn't see what they did this afternoon against Philadelphia, but they last night. Did you guys see the walk-off?
I did not.
Oh
no.
my God, George! So last night up in San Francisco, you know that ballpark is
beautiful.
First of all, it's beautiful, but it's also the dimensions in the outfield are very they're not rounded; they're kind of like rectangular, right? And the ball gets hit out into the outfield, and it hits off the top of the wall. And instead of it like coming back down where Philadelphia can make a play, the ball caroms all the way across the outfield. So the outfielders that were running towards the ball now got a reverse field. and turn all the way.
I know.
And the catcher, I couldn't remember who it was. The catcher
is going bonkers.
He's running the bases inside the park walk-off home run last night for the Giants.
That's as exciting a play as you can get. Inside the park walk-off home run.
Right.
Like, it's probably hard to top that.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, listen, we talked about this the last couple of days. Every day we said, well, you know, is it just kind of a malaise, a little bit of a funk? And maybe that is indeed the case. But they are now 2 games under 500 against the good teams this year.
So just as a quick side note here, I just looked this up. Philadelphia and San Francisco this afternoon. Philly beat the Giants 13-0.
Wow.
13-zip.
They were mad about that walk-off.
I guess so. I guess so.
By the way, do you want to play it real quick? It's a pretty good call.
Oh, yeah, it was a really good
Oh,
call.
yeah, let's hear. Oh, that's right. You sent it earlier.
Yeah,
That's right.
it was the KNBR call. So because it was with
The John Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was-
he's a legend. That guy used to do Sunday Night Baseball when I
Oh,
was
it was
growing
so
up.
good with Joe Morgan.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
It's funny because I listened to the TV call and it was very like, But then when I saw the radio one, I was
Yeah,
like,
John's
we
the
definitely
best.
need to play this. Hang on, now it's spinning, it's loading.
Oh,
That
Hey,
one,
while
that's
it's-
not on us then.
while
That's
it's-
not on the engineering department.
While it's loading, George, here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's on the internet department. That's a different department.
Yeah, and right,
Yeah,
believe
by the way,
me,
the internet sucks right now.
I know,
horrendous. It is
I know.
so bad.
Yeah, do I need to call Sam Pines?
Please do.
Please do.
Please, I wish you would.
Because I've called him 3 times
Honestly,
and I just get hung up on
it
now.
It's so bad, our internet here.
I'm going
It's
to
just
text.
spinning and spinning and
Wait,
spinning.
wait. So while it's spinning and spinning and spinning, here's the thing. While the Dodgers lost today 3-2 in 10 innings, and while the Dodgers have lost 6 straight games, 2 straight series, and while the Dodgers have the day off tomorrow before they play San Francisco, can I give everybody a little bit of what I would call good news?
Sure.
Okay. Tyler Glasnow returned to the starting
pitched
lineup
well.
today. And Tyler Glasnow today, for a guy who's getting his first start since, I don't know, maybe the second week of the season,
Yeah.
5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run,
Yeah,
3 walks, 5 strikeouts. To go 5 innings is pretty impressive for as long as Tyler Glasnow has
And
been
a
out.
balk.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
he did
balk
the
too?
balk, right? Yeah. But look, I agree with you. I think he performed well for his first time out in a long time. And, at least it feels like, well, okay, there are some reinforcements potentially coming because Kershaw, Lindsay and I were talking about this off air, has kind of been their most reliable player. You said it yesterday, too.
I told you guys yesterday.
Right. And-
He's the best guy they got right
It's
now.
not good.
Yeah, but that's not great, is my,
Well, right.
to her point.
But he is like, I don't want to say it's vintage Kershaw.
No,
I'm just
it's
saying
not.
that he's the best guy they got right now.
Right, which is not ideal, though.
Well, right, because Yamamoto has been so bad.
Right, especially against the good teams.
Yeah. But Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates at the end of the bullpen today
Have not, well, I mean, Tanner Scott has had a rough season to begin with, but yeah.
Is
3
Kirby
hits today.
related to Clinton?
No.
Kirby and Clinton not related? They're not part of
to
the
my
handsome man
knowledge.
community?
Perhaps from the handsome man community, but not related
Okay.
by blood.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Maybe
end
by
of
association in that sense.
Kirby Yates today, man, terrible. Tanner Scott today, awful. Kasperius before them, not very good. Not great, not terrible, but seriously, these guys, man.
It's been a rough stretch.
Listen, 6 losses in a row in July, that is something to be concerned about. Don't write it off.
Dave's not concerned,
don't
though.
write it off.
Dave said he's not concerned.
Oh, Dave said he's not
that's what he
concerned.
said. He
Oh,
said he's
my.
not concerned.
There should be a
There
level
should
of
be a
concern.
level of, especially when you lost to some of these teams like you did.
But they're all, and by the way, you're losing to a team in Milwaukee you could see in the playoffs.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, Milwaukee is a top caliber National League team. Here's the other thing. I would say this, that on Monday of this upcoming week, we might be having a very panicky conversation because when you're playing the Giants for 3 in San Francisco, if the Giants take 2 out of 3, if the Giants sweep the Dodgers, then all of a sudden it becomes 9 straight losses going into the break, and the Giants start to climb, and they're like a game and a half out going into the second half of the season. So I root for chaos. I can't help myself. And the Dodgers have been so good for so long, and everybody's got that nonchalant attitude of, it doesn't really matter. They're going to win the division, and they're
Maybe
still going to, go to the World Series. I love to see a team struggle to see how they're going to dig their way out of it.
Well, and again, my thing is like they may still win the division. It's very possible. It's in their favor,
More than likely.
I presume. But it's what I told you yesterday. It's the now under 500, 2 games under 500 against teams that are 500 or better. That's concerning because when you get to the postseason, it's all teams above. It's like all the good teams. So there are no like lulls in the schedule come postseason time.
Yeah, and that's
and
why,
in a short series, crazy things can happen.
and that's why they got to find out. And we're not going to know now, but is Glass now going to make it to the end of the season?
Right.
Because he always gets
History
hurt.
says no.
Who says no?
His history.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
As far as Blake Snell, is he ever going to get back on the field for the Dodgers? I certainly have question marks about that.
Yeah.
Is Yamamoto going to be what people predicted he was going to be earlier in the season? Can Kershaw make it to the end of the season?
Right.
Not a chance.
The All-Star break will be good for him. Hopefully he doesn't pitch.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, he's going to pitch in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Well, he's the legend.
Right.
That's right.
He's going to pitch.
Even though he didn't seem, he was like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but I guess.
Remember back in the day when Cappy first got here and I called him sports radio legend? And then that didn't last very long.
No, you were nice at the beginning.
I was.
And then you became who you are now later on.
Well, Tim McCarthy,
scumbag,
who was our station
right.
manager back then, he was very much about like make fun of everybody. That's what I want you to do. And I said, okay. It's not that hard to do.
You're like, I want to do that. I just want to bust freaking balls.
Do we have that John Miller highlight yet?
Do we have John Miller? Or is the
John Miller. Yeah, let's hear it from the
we don't
inside
know
the
if
park.
it works yet.
Is it still spinning?
No, it finally stopped.
Oh, okay, good.
First and third, one out. Patrick hits a high drive. Deep right center field.
No.
This one is off the top of the wall, and it ricochets, and it's rolling on the warning track. 2 runs are in. Bailey coming around third. Patrick Bailey scores! It's an inside the park walk-off home run. Now we've seen everything.
Dave Fleming on the call, not John Miller.
Yeah, but Dave Fleming is excellent too.
Yeah,
He's been on
that was a great
ESPN
call.
for many, many years. He calls college football and college
Yeah.
basketball for ESPN. Their booth is fantastic. Like between those two guys, think about it. You got a Hall of Famer in John Miller and a guy who's doing national games as well on ESPN and Dave Fleming. But yeah, that is a great call.
How old do you think John Miller is now?
I mean, he's got to be in his late 70s, no?
I would think so. I mean, my friend Ted Leitner turned 78 today. Ted Leitner was the voice of the Padres for like 35 or 40 years, and he turned 78 today.
73, John Miller.
73. Oh,
Yeah.
He's still doing it, huh?
Yeah.
Good for him.
And he's very good.
Mm-hmm.
He's still very good. I mean, that's a great booth between him and Dave. All right, coming up next.
Tell me.
What do the Lakers need? Okay.
5 more players, new players.
Well, you're kind of close. So
Okay.
we Cappy visited today on NBA Today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he should have been on the show. Seriously.
Give him a shout out.
Can you imagine?
I mean, honestly, like I looked at Om Young Masuk, who's on the show today.
Oh, don't be knocking Om.
I'm not knocking him.
He's like a legit reporter.
I
Om goes
understand
way
what he
back
is.
with this station.
But what he said was like, I was like, I could have said that.
You're knocking Om?
Oh my God.
You're knocking Om.
bleeper
I was wearing cool sneakers. He was wearing cool sneakers. Okay? I mean, really, I could have said that.
All the people you go after.
anyway,
I mean, Ramona, I could have said what Ramona said.
Ramona actually jumped in with what I thought was something interesting, and Om actually had something interesting in regards to the view around the Western Conference about the DeAndre Ayton edition of the Los Angeles.
I want to hear
Lakers.
that.
So we'll have that coming up next. Stick around, 710 ESPN.
But first, this Friday, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex, don't miss your chance to press the flesh with us. We'll kick off our day live with a live broadcast with Travis and DeMarco starting at 9 a.m. And don't miss Team Travis versus Team DeMarco during the listeners' game starting at 1:30. All at the West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina, made possible by the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. When accidents happen, we step up to the plate. Law offices of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes.
LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer, the sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, one thing really ties it all together. Enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with icy cold Coors Light.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Bronny. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
I got the YouTube chat all feisty again.
You do?
It's fun.
Why?
What do you call them?
The Mongrels.
The Mongrels, yeah, that's right. On this day in 1983, the number one hit, Irene Cara, Flashdance. What a feeling. And happy birthday. We lost him in 2024 to O.J. Simpson.
The juice. Juicy.
Kevin Nash is on. Oh, I guess we should keep that for Radio Tinder, probably. Kevin Nash is 66.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do Fred Savage for Radio Tinder. All right.
So what's going on with the Mongrels today?
I don't know. I just jump in there because Beto always tells me to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
I just jump in and stir things up.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I want to tell you something right now. Shout out to my man, David 100. Okay.
Well, apparently, I think he got banned today in the YouTube or something.
I will not accept that, by the way. That is.
Hold on.
But who banned him?
Yeah, right.
Our moderators. But do you know what he said?
No, what did he say?
Because I went and looked at it.
Tell me what he say.
He said, like, more Bergman, less Emily or something. And I just said, what's the point of even writing that?
I know, but just people's opinions, and
yeah,
they're just goofing around.
But here's what I will say. Lindsay's point about good vibrations is true. If you're saying stuff like that, there's no point to it.
Okay, but I have a question for you.
So you're just knocking somebody else for what purpose?
Well, you tell us, since you knock everybody all day
But
long.
I get paid to do it. That's the bit.
Okay, got it. So
He's
it's
now
paid.
David minus 100.
So it's paid.
No, David 100 is a good guy.
David 100
He is a great guy.
We talk all
But that's kind of, it's just rude. Like, let's not be mean.
I understand, but listen.
Also, nobody's banned permanently. They kick him out for like a day.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And by the way, like, take all the shots at us. Leave the production staff. We get, to Chris's point, we get paid handsomely to take the bullets.
Very handsomely.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Right. Like, leave the production staff alone.
So,
Okay?
Cappy, you came on the air to defend somebody,
Yeah.
and you didn't even know what they said.
Correct.
Okay.
Simply because he's my guy, David 100.
So if I see you coming after
Yeah.
Funchy or DeAndre or Lindsay, I'm
Yeah.
coming after you.
Okay. So David
You're getting
100,
banned too.
Here's the thing about David 100. You know, David 100 is a very busy guy today. You know why?
He's got 100 things to do.
Well, yes, and you know what those things
99
are?
problems, but
You can't solve one or something
yeah,
like that?
something like that. Yeah.
Hey, David 100's out busy today. He's going to Costco to get all kinds of beer and booze, and plus he'll bring a ton of weed. And everything that he brings to the softball game.
Is Chris Ward coming to the
on
softball
Friday.
game?
Hey, I'm sending a personal invitation to Chris Ward. Come to the softball game and bring something for everybody. Everybody in the crowd, too. So David 100's a busy guy. He's getting himself ready for the big tailgate party that'll happen out in left field. So I got to give David 100 lots of love, And David, I understand you're trying to be cute, you're trying to be funny, but everybody's uptight around here all of a sudden.
Yeah.
No, nobody's uptight. It's just the same bit over and over again of knocking other people that you don't even work with. It's just, no, you give me this look. These people aren't paid by the radio station. That's all.
Chris, what is your job? It is to beat up on everybody at the radio station.
On air, but
right.
off the air, that's not my bit.
Right. But then, when the listeners jump in,
Again, I'm not in charge of the YouTube moderator, so that's Carlo and Parker's
They're trying
world.
to cultivate a nice community where people are respectful. There's no reason to be mean just to be mean.
Well, again, just give we can take the bullets.
And here's the thing,
Omar ripping me because he gets mad. He gets
About what?
he
What's
gets
Omar
bent
mad at
out
you
of
about?
shape because I ripped the Raiders or whatever.
Hey, don't do that, man. Don't do that. Leave the Raiders alone.
The Raiders have been commitment to mediocrity for the last 25 years
Right,
or
but
whatever.
it's a whole new world. The Raiders are in a whole new world. Shout out to Raider Ruben.
Yeah. He loves a good shout out.
Do you want to shout out to Raider Ruben?
Well, he said he's going to give me a big hug on Friday. I just wonder, is he going to step on something first? So
wow. What the
hell?
hell?
Wow.
That was unnecessary.
No, I mean, Raider Rubin's been taking a lot of shots at me in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the mongrels. I told you.
Yeah.
The wayward dogs that just need a home, and this is their home.
Beto is calling me Cappy the Kiss Ass in the YouTube chat.
You are
right now.
Cappy the Kiss Ass.
I love the people,
Yeah.
and you called them mongrels, and I said they're my mongrels. When you called them idiots, you said they're your idiots.
Yeah.
These are my mongrels.
But honestly, it is the perfect definition. It's a wayward dog who's looking for a home, and that's what they are in this chat.
And then somebody else in the chat is giving me a hard time for not combing the beard. And it's like, I've been up since 3:30 a.m. Sorry that the
And we
beard's
went
not
for a
combed.
walk last night.
And Cappy and I and Stephanie went for a walk this morning.
And Cappy was definitely afraid when we were walking last
Well,
night.
there were we were in the mean. It was late. It was like 10:15. It was a little later than
There was
normal.
one particular moment
if DeAndre
where
was
a
there, it
guy
would've
was
been
like
fine.
walking up
Yes.
and took his hood off,
Yeah.
and like Cappy would like
Cappy
veered
pivoted
off.
in,
He
right.
peeled off.
He left
Yo,
Sedano and I to fight it ourselves.
And the guy was walking, but I was not gonna not walk. Like I was walking, he was walking. We were either gonna meet and have to stop. One of us was gonna stop,
And
the
Cappy
guy
ran to
stopped.
the middle
and
of the
by
street.
the way, the guy, the guy stopped and like. Because we were close and like one of us was gonna have to stop, and I wasn't gonna like run him over by any stretch of the imagination. So I was just kind of seeing like, is he gonna stop? Am I gonna stop? And then he stopped.
The guy
took his hood off,
started coming at us,
and that was it.
He pulls back his hood. His face is like all scarred and
I couldn't
ripped
see
to
his face. It was
shreds.
too dark.
I'm
I couldn't see his face at
I
all,
thought he
so
was
I don't
wearing
know
a
what he's talking
Halloween
about.
mask. This guy. So
He was polite enough. He stopped. So I don't know what his problem was.
Chris is here.
But
George
Cappy was
is here,
terrified.
and I pulled off
believe
to the
it.
right and went right around him. Wasn't having anything to
Come
do
on,
with that
Cap.
guy.
Do I need to be there
was
with you
gonna
on
say,
your walks
brother,
now?
I
No, when Cap was walking with DeAndre, Cap got his chest out. He'd be like,
You
"Oh,
do
man."
definitely have your
felt like a
chest
new
out.
man.
You're peacocking out
That's
there,
right.
like George Jefferson.
That's right. I am.
Anyway, all right. So I mentioned earlier, what do the Lakers need?
Okay, tell me what they need.
So look, obviously they need. I mean, look at their bench. Like that's pretty obvious, right? I mean, Chris kind of alluded to it, right?
What about
They need
Jake
more-
LaRavia?
They need more bodies.
Jake LaGreca.
Yeah,
LaRavia, he may help. You know what I'm saying? But so on NBA today, you were there. Ramona had this to say.
The first step is to make sure LeBron James is cool.
That's fair.
Okay, his social media has been subtweeting and
Yeah.
a little angst, I guess.
Welcome home hat.
Welcome
Well,
hat.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
in Cleveland.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the proper attire.
Golf. A lot of golf.
A lot of golf.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure he's cool. But I also think they need some more perimeter defense. They lost, obviously, Dorian Finney-Smith. That was somebody they went out and traded for last season. And we have Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves as your starting backcourt. You need some help on the perimeter defensively. This league is a long, athletic league, and LeBron was in that defensive role last year. He was like the middle linebacker, I guess. He was almost playing center a lot of the times. I don't think he's going to be in that role now that they have DeAndre Ayton, but they still need some more athletes on the perimeter.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question, DeAndre. You've been very adamant about the fact that they need perimeter help on defensively specifically.
Especially when you see teams like Oklahoma City Thunder, how they can play numerous ways, and they'll be able to attack the basket. They just go right by guys like Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. And you're going to see the Houston Rockets, how they develop their team. And Kevin Durant now they're going to be their scorer, their guy. Like the Lakers need to be able to have a defense that can switch 1 through 5. Because AJ Redick, what I've seen the whole season, they love to switch, and they don't got guys who have the right personnel to do so. Then their defense is not good.
They do have the right guy. They got Jake LaRavia.
I mean, he's not bad. He's a decent defender, but, he's a young guy still. You know?
23 years old, right? I mean, by the way, yesterday, for anybody that was watching him, who was, he was with us on YouTube, oh, my God. He's a baby-faced little kid, right? That guy's 12 years old.
Yeah.
He's 11, okay? His face is 11. That guy doesn't shave yet, okay? And yet it was amazing. He was telling us the whole story about how he got engaged and how he was pursued by his now fiance. Look, do they need more? Yeah. Chris, you kind of said it. They may need like 4 or 5 more bodies.
No, they need 5 young players. They could, if you're going to keep a LeBron and Luka. Now Luka's young, but he's a little he was out of shape. He might be in much better shape now. You need some guys that can run with the Thunder and run with the Pacers and teams like that. You don't have that right now.
No, but I think Ramona's point, George, you got to make sure that LeBron is cool.
That honestly is not a small thing.
No, it's where you need to start.
Yeah.
Hey, LeBron. I know you're out there in Cleveland. I know you're out there playing golf.
Could be listening.
Okay.
Could be in the YouTube chat as far as we know.
Right. Hey, LeBron, are
With
you
Raider
cool?
Rubin?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And Omar.
Shout.
And David 100, who's
100's
back.
here.
Yeah.
David 100 is in the house.
He's wow.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. David says he's out on parole. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a great question. Hey, LeBron, where's your head? Hey, LeBron, babe, where's your head? Like, what are you gonna do? Do you if this is our team And there's
Are
nothing.
you okay with that?
Right. Can
Well,
you live
he's
with
probably
this?
going to say what DeAndre said. Yo, we need more guys that can help on defense.
He's not going to say, hey, Bronny's going to start.
Will you stop? Why
Why
do we always have
Bronny's playing well.
But why don't we just
11 points,
Can
10
we
minutes.
just have like a real discussion?
That was 2 nights ago. You didn't see last night.
He didn't play well
had a
last
rough
night.
Game.
No, what did he do last night?
Well,
He
shoot,
shot
he didn't
some
have a good.
airballs.
He didn't have a good shooting night.
How bad?
Yeah, he played fine defensively.
Now, did you say today on NBA Today, for the third time I'm going to say today?
Yeah.
Did you say that Bronny versus Cooper Flag? Did I hear you say that
That's
today?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to watch that game.
Yeah.
No chance
You
you're going to
do?
watch it.
Yeah.
You're going to
5
watch
o'clock.
Full scouting report,
We'll be
Cap.
on.
Yeah, we'll be here.
We'll be on.
Scouting
Yeah,
report,
I'll
Cap.
be watching. I'll be
We'll
watching
be on.
this thing.
As a matter of fact, we'll be breaking it down.
Oh, big time.
I mean,
The
listen,
levels
it is
beyond
Cooper Flag's.
comprehension.
Cooper Flag's first game is an important thing.
Can
the
we
guy
get a
has to be a
stringer?
star.
Can we get a Vegas stringer deep embedded?
We could if you
Deep
like.
embedded inside Vegas. Where are they playing? The T-Mobile Arena?
Are they playing at the
No,
Thomas
they play
and Mack
at
Center?
they play at the Thomas and Mack.
The Thomas and Mack.
Yeah,
Don't you remember when Siciliano did Thomas and Mack Center for the arena football games?
I do.
What was that team in Vegas?
Oh, I don't remember the name.
You're like, hey, it's Siciliano from the Thomas and Mack Center.
Well, remember the L.A. Kiss when they played in Anaheim?
No.
No,
You
I
don't
don't
remember that?
remember them. Yeah.
They were.
I
there was-
remember
What was the team that played over here in Staples? The
Yeah,
L.A.
Is that
The band owned by Kiss?
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
band Kiss owned an arena football team.
Like Gene Simmons owned it, right?
Yes, and Paul Stanley, and they
Yeah.
played in the Honda Center in
Oh.
Anaheim. And then what was the name of the team?
Not the
that-
Outlaws. Was it
No,
the
no.
Outlaws?
No, they played here in L.A. They played at Staples Center. It was the Arena Football League
How
team.
about you figure it out in the break?
Pat O'Hara was- yes, Pat
Oh,
O'Hara, the
the
former
Avengers,
SC quarterback,
yeah.
was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cappy, tell us about your friends at Park West Bicycle Casino.
I didn't post the video from this morning.
Why not?
I'll post it and
Yeah.
be like,
why don't
oh.
you do that? And then coming up next, we're going to get into what Western Conference executives and coaches think about the Ayton addition by the league.
Okay.
So, Cappy, we recorded a video this morning on
That's
our walk.
right.
I'll post it this afternoon. It'll be like afternoon post of the morning. That we've got a Cappy's night out, a guy's night out coming up Tuesday night when we get off the air here. Around 7:10 p.m.,
Right.
we'll be there at Park West Bicycle Casino in the city of Bell Gardens, right off the 710. Right off the 710 freeway, 7:10 p.m. We're ready for people to get Cappy bucks and eat sushi with us.
So here's what's going to happen on Tuesday of this upcoming week. So it's the
July
All-Star
15th.
It's the All-Star game. What do you guys got planned for the All-Star game? Do you care about the All-Star game? If you don't, okay, great. If you do, come watch it with us. We're going to be at the Park West Bicycle Casino, just hanging out. Chris, I don't even know if I would call this like an officially sanctioned ESPN 710 event.
It might be sanctioned because I'm going to have a graphic made.
Okay, so listen, it's a guy's night out. It's a Tuesday. They've got incredible
Cappy night out.
They've got incredible food. We're gonna have some icy cold beers like some Coors Lights. We're gonna eat all the sushi right there at the sushi bar, and then you know what we're gonna do? Then we're gonna watch the All-Star game, and then we're gonna play some cards. So, guys, I want you to mark your calendar. Everybody always says, "Hey, we should hang out. We should do this." We're gonna hang out. We're just gonna go to the Park West Bicycle Casino and just hang.
So when you come in, if you come into the self-parking, there's the check-in right there. You say, Cappy from 710 ESPN sent me. They take care of you with $30 of free play, Cappy bucks.
Yep. You say Cappy sent me, and then they go 10, 20, 30. They give it to you. Right. Park West Bicycle Casino, Tuesday, July 15th, 7:10 p.m. It's a hang session.
It's a hang session.
That's all it is. Real cards, real prizes, real close, Park West Bicycle Casino.
Do you really think you've experienced real sports excitement in your home? It's Mace here, and I'm here to tell you to get off your couch and get into Cosm. Cosm is the ultimate immersive fan experience. The Dome at Cosm, massive 87-foot wraparound display with reserved booth-style seating. The Cosm Hall features wall-to-wall screens where you can watch multiple games at the same time. Incredible food, craft cocktails, beer available throughout Cosm. Go to Cosm.com to see all the sporting events coming up, and now showing The Matrix at Cosm.com.
Cappy here to tell you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan for so many reasons. The safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and they're all about the Subaru Love Promise. The cars are spacious and sporty. You got to go see my boy Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They're focused on your needs, and they're the most knowledgeable people when it comes to getting you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. That's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
4:02 on a Wednesday afternoon. Sedano Kap. Time for what you need to know.
Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Just 90 minutes from where we are.
What you got there? You got trail mix? Look at
protein bar, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, so what you need to know is that the new season 2 of Quarterbacks, is out on Netflix. Came out yesterday. And I think it looks pretty interesting because this season they've got Kirk Cousins returning. And then they also have Joe Burrow on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jared Goff, former Ram. And there's been a lot of interesting audio and little clips that have been coming out from that, video clips. And I'm going to watch it. I know, Cappy, you're also a fan of Quarterbacks, right?
Yep, I did. I loved it when I watched the first season. That's right.
Do we have the Jared Goff crying bit?
Yeah, you want me to play it?
Yeah, play it.
It kind of brought me from this moment of like picking up the pieces to like reinvigorated with this energy of like, oh, like this is what it feels like to truly be wanted and to have, you know, these guys behind you, and I hadn't felt that in quite some time. A lot of people saw it as like I was being cast away or I was being sent to my career to die. And I think, you know, a lot of people in my former organization may have thought that as well. For me, I saw it as what an incredible opportunity to prove them right. And, you know, how great of an opportunity is that? And sorry, I'm trying not to cry, but that moment of hearing them on the phone, knowing that the opportunity that I had here was special.
He has the gall to tape this after he proved the Rams correct yet again in the playoffs for the Lions. It's just amazing. He continues to make the same mistakes.
But I think this was probably recorded before that.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because this was done like early in the season or as the season's going on.
Oh.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
That's what,
yeah, all this stuff is during the season.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so that makes this even more juicy.
But you know the thing is that like he's right about one thing.
Don't do it.
No, he's right about one thing.
About what?
Which is that when the Rams traded him to the Lions were horrible. And so they figured he's not good enough to play for us. We don't really want him. We don't really care what happens to him. So we're really sending him to Detroit, and his career will probably die in Detroit. And we don't care. We're getting rid of the guy, and we're getting Matthew Stafford, who's going to, we think, lead us to a Super Bowl, which we all know that he did. But it is interesting that Jared Goff, I mean, look, he's on quarterback, so they're talking to him.
They were 3-13 his first year.
Yeah, they were terrible. They were awful. And that was what they did. They said, hey, we don't care about you anymore. We want that guy. So we'll send you to that crappy team and that crappy organization. We don't care what happens. Your career is going to die there. And Jared Goff has done a great job of reviving his career.
I don't think the Rams traded him to Detroit because they thought his career would die there.
No.
I think they traded him there because they wanted Matthew Stafford.
Right.
Yes.
But listen, the assumption was.
And by the way, the Lions GM was Les Snead's assistant GM.
Yeah, understood. But they were so bad, the Lions, for so long.
Right.
That and again, the Rams didn't care what happened to Jared Goff the minute they traded him.
Of course not.
Nobody cared.
But I don't think that's a different leap, in my opinion, than saying we want to send you there for your career to die.
Well, is that how he said it? Is that what he said?
Yes.
He
did
said
say
they thought that my career would die.
That's exactly what he said. He said, so did my former organization. You
Right.
want me to replay it?
Yeah, they
play it again. Let's play it again.
I was going
Not
there,
the
my
whole
career would
thing.
die.
Can you just isolate?
It kind of brought me from this moment of like picking up the pieces to like reinvigorated with this energy of like, oh, like this is what it feels like to truly be wanted and to have, you know, these guys behind you, and I hadn't felt that in quite some time.
So long.
A lot of people saw it as like I was being cast away or I was being sent to
No, he's traded.
my career to die. And I think,
There
you know,
it is. There it was.
a lot of people in my former organization may have thought that as
Former
well.
organization.
May have thought that.
For me,
Okay, I'm sorry, but that does not track as far as like Sean McVay and the Rams as like making him feel as if he's not wanted. It does not track
That's
with
exactly what happened.
No, wait,
But making him feel that way?
That's what they did.
Again, you can't conflate the two things. Okay, it's very. I get it's an easy leap to make for him because it's an emotional one, but. They traded him there because they wanted Matthew Stafford. The former Rams assistant GM is now the GM of the Lions. It was an easy trade to make because of that. And it's like he was part of the team that the now GM of the Lions, who used to be the Rams assistant GM, was part of the group who drafted Goff. So he felt there had to be a feeling of, yeah, I know what he can do, and I think he can help us be better. So, like, this wasn't some, like, I'm casting you off to Siberia. Like, hey, there's a guy there who believes in you because he was part of the team that drafted you, and he thinks you can help them. You go over there, we're taking the other guy because we think the other guy is better and can help us get where we need to get, which is Super Bowl championship, and that's exactly what happened.
But you know the best part?
But they got rid of McVay because, do you remember the playoff series or that game? When he threw interceptions and they lost the game because of that shortly, McVay knew he couldn't win a Super Bowl with him because he makes mistakes. And lo and behold, he went to the Lions, and 2 years in a row, he's done the same thing in the playoffs.
Yeah, but here's my favorite part of that whole soundbite. So it's sappy, right?
The music helps.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
the music
right.
helps. Yeah.
Like, so he's starting to well up. Hey, you know, I haven't felt like wanted, and I haven't felt like believed in a really long time.
Look, and I get that. That part of
I
I don't have an issue with that part. Like, I get it. We all have insecurities as human beings. We all feel like, you know, the highs and lows of life, right? Anybody can relate to that part of it.
Yeah.
But they're casting you off of your career to die. That seems like a bit much for me.
But for me, I'm fine with it. But here's the thing. The music is so good because the music just makes it even that much sappier, and the music makes it that much more dramatic. Here's this kid who people ridiculed the first year of his career because remember when
Jeff Fisher was a disaster.
No, but remember he was on Hard Knocks and he was up in the Goodyear blimp, and I don't remember exactly what he said. It wasn't like the earth is flat, but it was something like he didn't know where something was, and people made fun of him because he was dumb. And so now you've got this kid who went from they don't want me anymore, they don't believe in me anymore, they send me to Detroit, and your point is right on, George, that they wanted Stafford. They thought Stafford was the better player, but still Detroit was terrible. Who knew that Goff would actually help them revive their franchise? And it's just kind of funny that he's still talking about it, and the music just makes it that much worse. But I am curious. I will watch the show.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Whatever. For me, it's not.
I just want to know, like, the way that he said it, he was like knocking the Rams, like they made him feel like he wasn't wanted.
That's how they made him feel.
Well, I was going to say, I understand
sure,
that when
because
you
they're trading you.
someone,
Yeah, right.
but I'm saying leading up to the trade, was there any indication that, like, do you think that they were like,
yes,
yeah, no, there was.
Because what happened was
there was like you could tell that McVay was over like just his inability to perform the way they needed him to perform.
But don't you remember what happened? He got hurt. Okay, and
Yeah,
he
I
had
remember.
like a
And
thumb
Wolford-
surgery.
Wolford played.
And he played one game, and I think he won the game.
Yeah.
And so Goff had this quick surgery, and he came back like right away, and he's warming up in practice during the week, expecting that he's going to get his starting job back, and they wind up starting the other kid, Wolford, and I want to say it was against Seattle, I think. And Wolford, because Goff is pissed, Wolford gets hurt on like the first play or the first series, something like that, and now Goff has to go back into the game. So they'd already kind of told him, we don't believe in you. You rushed your way back, but I don't know why, because we weren't going to play you. And now all of a sudden it's like, we need you. And so, yeah, there were these indications. And by the way, Sean McVay has talked about this a lot since, which is he doesn't feel good about the way
Here's
it all
all
went.
you need to know about the Rams' decision.
Tell me.
I'm a big believer of when you play in the playoffs, regardless of sport, right? Can you at least maintain sort of what your regular season averages are, right? Because generally, if you do that against stiffer competition in the playoffs, that means you're doing great, in my opinion. Now, if you exceed those numbers, like in the playoffs, then you're like an elite potential all-timer type, right? Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Derek Jeter with the Yankees, the reason he is a great postseason performer is because if you look at his numbers in the playoffs, he's got like 160 or 170 games in the playoffs in his career. They mirror what he does in the regular season. Whereas like Barry Bonds, for as great as he was, and Alex Rodriguez, they struggle. Clayton Kershaw, right? Like he does not mirror what he does in the regular season in the postseason. So if you look at Goff, his completion percentage, okay, in the regular season in his career is 66%.
Okay, what is it in the postseason?
He's a 61% completion percentage guy. 5% is a big difference in a playoff scenario.
Yeah, so it's almost 10%.
That's a couple throws.
Yeah.
That's a couple throws. So meanwhile, Stafford, his completion percentage is higher in the postseason than it is in the regular season.
Want to know why?
Why? Oh, he has a switch.
He flips it. Hey, listen, one last
Real
thing.
dogs have a switch.
One last thing about this show, quarterbacks, though. What makes me interested in wanting to watch this is they bring back Kirk Cousins for the next season of quarterbacks. And Kirk Cousins, when he went to Atlanta, and he's talked about this, I guess, on the show because I've seen some of the clips. Yeah, go ahead and play it.
Ended up signing with Atlanta and was pretty excited about the chance to get down there and start fresh. And then, was pretty surprised when the NFL draft happened. Wasn't expecting us to take a quarterback so high. At the time, it felt like I had been a little bit misled, or certainly if I had the information around free agency, it certainly would have affected my decision. I had no reason to leave Minnesota with how much we loved it there if both teams are going to be drafting a quarterback high. But I've also learned in 12 years in this league that you're not entitled to anything.
See, I actually am curious now more about Kirk Cousins, because for him to say that, hey, had I known that they were drafting Michael Penix in the first round or a quarterback in the first round, I would have just stayed in Minnesota. I was happy. I liked Minnesota. I was good there.
Well, but they were also drafting a first-round quarterback.
Yeah, right. But what he's saying is that if both organizations were drafting a first-round
he'd
quarterback,
rather stick it out where he was.
I think he went on to say if he had to choose between the two, knowing that, he would have stayed. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching this show. I haven't.
We'll get your report back, and I'll know
yet.
if it's worth me watching it.
Okay.
All right. Listen, coming up next, what Western Conference executives think about the Lakers signing DeAndre Ayton. We'll get to that. Stick around. Sedano Kap, 710 ESPN.
But first, let me tell you guys about this Friday, July 11th, at the West Covina Sportsplex. Join 710 all day long. Don't miss out on special activities like meeting our friends like Bailey, the LA Kings mascot, at noon, and Rams cheerleaders from 1 to 3. It's all happening at the West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Be sure to bring your coolers and lawn chairs for All-Star Friday night. Special thanks to the Jaime and Blanca Foundation.
Tonight, it's a showdown in the heart of L.A. The Black and Gold welcome the Colorado Rapids to BMO Stadium for a Western Conference battle.
LAFC!
Can LAFC take the full 3 points at home? Los Angeles Football Club face off with the Colorado Rapids. Pre-match coverage starts tonight at 7 p.m. On the home of the Black and Gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's hottest card room. Pre-game with friends on game days inside Century Bar and Grill, and enjoy daily lunch specials, or catch up over a late-night dinner. Step into Ray's Lounge and enjoy live music, DJs on the weekends, and savory crafted cocktails. The only spot where you can park, party, and play 24/7. Hollywood Park Casino now open, located next to the Forum at SoFi Stadium and the all-new Intuit Dome. For more info, go to playhbc.com or follow them at PlayHBC. Must be 21 plus to enter.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
You just want a better team.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
so you're
those
finally
ringers.
admitting your team is not that
No,
good.
I'm just saying that if an available free agent is out there, I mean, to me, Parker
is
Bell
this?
is DeAndre Ayton.
What is this?
I never heard of this cheap trick.
Yeah,
The
man.
Flame?
You've heard the Flame?
Oh,
You have
not.
never heard the Flame, Sedano.
No,
What you
I
know
have
about
not.
the Flame?
I've never heard this song.
I've never
either.
heard this song in my life.
1988? Are you
I never
serious?
have.
You've
This
never
is
heard this song?
this song is like on the coast all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, on this day in 1988, the #1 hit, Cheap Trick.
I'm surprised you don't know, Chris.
The Flame. I don't know this one.
Yeah, oh, come on.
This was a
legendary
very
song.
popular song.
Yeah, it was #1 in 1988.
Play the Wonder Years theme song for Radio Tinder.
I can't believe you of all people doesn't know this song.
I don't know
Man,
the Flame.
Do better, bro.
Wow.
This was in a movie, too. Who knows what movie this was in? Well,
Let me see.
nobody knows what
Never
song
even
it is.
heard it
so.
before.
There's a story of a quarterback that cries.
Yeah, it's the Jared Goff story.
And Cheap Trick the Flame performs the song. It's also National Sugar Cookie Day.
Oh.
I don't like sugar cookies.
They're
I'm not
bad.
really. I don't really eat sugar
It's a kind of
cookies.
a waste, you know?
Chocolate
like-
chips, man.
Yeah, exactly. Give me something in the cookie.
Right.
You know?
Well, you went with that lava cake last night.
But I only barely touched it because
Oh, I ate it.
I ate so much, man. I ate so
DeAndre
much
went
last
carrot
night.
cake, and I was stunned.
What?
He
The
said it
carrot cake was
bomb.
actually really good.
Yeah, he said it was
I heard
fire.
it was great. Stephanie had it too.
Yeah.
It was, again, a fun
Carrot cake
time with
over
our friends who won the CHLA auction, Armand.
Armin and his
Armin.
stepson, Charlie,
Yeah.
Yes.
who I gave Charlie Chris's phone number because Charlie wants to play golf with Chris down in Flat Gold. So
Which is fine.
I just like, here's his number.
By the way, watching DeAndre get into that seafood tower, that was entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't know. He was kind of nervous about the oysters. I said, it's okay.
Oysters are good, bro.
Suck them down.
know, they're good for the
raw
schwans.
oysters,
They
no.
are good for the schwans and your immunity. They also have a lot of zinc in them. Yes.
And Schwann's juice.
I ate
That's
so
what I
much
heard.
bread last night. Ugh, I'm such
Yeah,
a
you ordered
disgusting
Bread was
pig.
fire.
You ordered
though.
extra bread,
You
so the
ordered
bread was
extra
good.
bread.
Such an animal. Ugh. Looking at myself on YouTube right now, I'm so fat and disgusting.
Cap, did you get the steak?
I
Yeah.
wound up getting the steak, the
He went
bone-in
bone-in
ribeye.
ribeye.
And
Ribeye, it was good.
fire.
It was good.
Really good.
How many ounces?
I don't know. It
But
didn't
was
say.
Cap didn't bring a scale. Like,
It was
unlike
big.
No, they
most
tell you
nights.
in the menu.
It
No,
did-
but we had a specialized
Special
menu
menu.
they made for us for the
Prefix.
CHLA
Okay, well.
winner. Yeah,
Should
yeah.
have come last night, Funch.
It was room for 8, honestly. Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. All right. So earlier I mentioned
Hey guys, I'm here for dinner. What's going on? Come on, do it. Yeah.
Man, yeah, man, I want ribeye, man. Yeah.
so
When
earlier
I've got that, DeAndre. Get it right.
I mentioned you were ripping Om Young Masuk for some reason,
wasn't
my
ripping
guy.
Om Young Masuk.
You said you could do what he does.
I'm just saying that the comment
Guy's been
that
a
I saw him
reporter,
make-
NFL and NBA for like 20 years.
Well, I haven't been an NBA reporter, but I have 20 years of NFL
He used to cover
reporting
the
experience.
Giants in the NFL too back in the
All
day.
I'm saying is, and I picked on Ohm, but I could have said Ramona and the other girl who's on the table.
By the way,
what's her name?
were you impressed that I left your name at the security?
Let me. I didn't need you to, as a matter of fact.
Because Lindsay walked you in.
Well,
No. You tell him, Cap.
My
Your badge worked?
My badge works.
Well, it wouldn't work. And then so on the way out, Cap goes to the lady at the security desk. Goes, "Hey, do you have any advice? Is it how I could get this thing reactivated?" And she told him, "Well, if you have any other
Any advice?
Wait, listen.
Listen, she
what
goes,
happened.
if you have any other cards there, because he has it in one of those like little plastic things,
Yeah.
then it might not work. So I take it out, I take his card out, I put it up to the thing, and it worked.
No problem.
She was right.
Now
He didn't
Cappy's
give
going to be
good
walking
advice.
over
I'll
there
be
all
all
the
there.
time.
I'll be in there all the time. And in fact, I may
Cap-
take an office in there since nobody else is in
could
there.
you imagine back in the day when we had like a bunch of shows there and
I
Cappy
used-
was there?
I used to shower there.
Well, I'm saying, like, could you imagine if we still had all those shows like Sports Nation and
Oh, yeah.
sports
Great.
and multiple sports centers,
Cappy just
and
walking
like
on
some of
set?
this and the, like Deportes shows
Yeah.
and all
I'd
that.
be going to
Cappy
those
would just
Deportes.
be jumping in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Did you see the shower?
I didn't see the shower.
It's on the second floor.
But I will just say this. I believe that now I'm going to take an office in the ESPN television building because when I walked in,
There's a lot of empty space.
There's 1 million square feet and there's 3 people there. So I'm going in and I'm going to take an office. I'm going to set up a computer.
I can't wait for someone to like walk by one of those, like show up to one of those offices. Like,
Right.
'cause what ends up happening is people like from Bristol come,
Yeah.
and then they go into those offices, and Cappy's just sitting
Right.
there.
I'm sitting there and this guy comes walking in. I'm like, hey, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I need to use this office. Like, well, who the hell are you? And he goes, I'm Jimmy Pitaro.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the guy who runs this freaking thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 other offices next door,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm sure that's exactly how that'll
Yeah.
go. Anyway, so Did you have fun when you went over
Yeah,
there?
it was great. It was great. It was good to watch you work. It was great to see
I caught
Om.
you by the corner of my eye.
Yep.
I made a Sedano and Cap shout out.
You did, and you
Yeah.
said, hey, shameless plug for Sedano and Cap, which
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah.
And then Ramona happened to be there. She couldn't see me. And what's the other young lady's name?
Chineo Gumaka.
She's great. I
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah.
I've only met her one other time. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was great to watch your work, man.
Yeah. So Om, who you ripped earlier.
I didn't rip him.
Yeah.
Just said I could have said what he said.
You're right. I mean,
Listen,
you
let me say
can't-
this. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
If a Major League Baseball player goes up to bat, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And he strikes out on 3 swings.
You think you can do that? Is what
I
you're
can
saying?
strike out on 3 swings.
Right, except he can actually hit the ball eventually.
Okay, right. But
Right.
but in 1-for-1, I can strike out just
Yeah.
as well as he struck out.
So anyway.
What about this piece of reporting that he gave?
So Om actually did real reporting on
Okay.
DeAndre Ayton, asked a Western Conference coach, I believe, and a Western Conference executive about the Ayton move, and he got mixed reviews.
Yeah, I just texted with 2 people in the Western Conference, one league personnel guy and one coach, and they're split. One person said bad move. Because they said, like, look, Ayton, the time when they went to the finals, which was a long time ago in Phoenix, it's like almost
2021,
21, right? That was the deepest paint shots we saw Ayton do in his career. And since then, now he's more like a guy that just kind of floats, pick and pop, things like that. He said all the right things yesterday in the press conference, but where will he be, basically in February? How will LeBron feel about him? Will he be that engaged all the time? Will they light a fire under him? And the thing is, if, as this one person said, if he's going to have those type of deep paint shots, well, then Luka can work with that. Luka will make him look good. As one other person said, though, given the options, this was a great pickup for the Lakers because they needed a big. But the whole thing is, where will J.J. Redick be and how will he feel? Who will he finish with? Is he going to trust DeAndre Ayton in those times when Ayton tends to float sometimes?
Yeah.
Right? And honestly, the JJ part, we've not even really discussed that enough, I think, because, like if JJ, and I think, look, JJ's clearly a taskmaster in that sense, right? Like he is like on it and he wants guys to fill their role, do their job. And if they don't do it, we know that he's going to get on their ass, right? Like we know that. And so much so that we saw how it ended up with Jackson Hayes at the end. Like DeAndre Ayton, let's just say there have been other coaches who have been more patient than perhaps JJ is in his short sample size of being a head coach, who have not gotten through to DeAndre Ayton on that level on a consistent basis. So I am genuinely curious, to Ohm's point, at the end of games, if he doesn't trust DeAndre Ayton and he goes a different direction, even small, let's say Rui at center or LeBron at center, like how that will go in regards to Ayton the next time he has to go on the floor.
Here, George, in talking to DeAndre Ayton yesterday, there was a question that one of us asked. It was just about, like, how do you get back to where you were? And he said his answer was something like, well, the answer is I'm here. Like I'm actually.
But that's
playing.
not a great answer if you think about it.
Well, but here's what I want to say.
Like he
about it.
basically threw Portland under the bus.
That's right.
Saying they're
exactly
a developmental
right. That's
team.
exactly right.
But you're a professional making $36 million.
I understand.
Your job is to perform.
Look, I'm not here to be his agent, and I'm not here to be his spokesperson.
Well, if you were Bill
Kinda
Duffy, you
sound
wouldn't
like
be here. That's
But
for sure.
But I'll tell you guys this.
You're getting ready for that Cappy Lappy.
That's right. I want to say that I would like to give DeAndre Ayton the benefit of the doubt until he proves me wrong. And here's what I mean. So when he was in Phoenix and he was a number 1 overall pick and everybody was talking about how Chris Paul had turned this young kid into a real player, a championship caliber player, which he did, right? Fair point?
Yeah, he did.
Right. Then DeAndre Ayton goes to Portland. And as I said to him yesterday, bro, I haven't seen you play in like 3 years. And I think that's how many years he was in Portland. This is a guy who really just didn't want to be there. Didn't think he was playing for a championship, didn't think he was around a championship organization, just felt like he's out there like exhibition basketball. Remember that story we talked about the other day where there was an ice storm and he couldn't even get to the game?
Yeah.
When you're a baller, when you have it in your heart that you want to perform, you find a way, man. You put on some skis and you ski to the freaking arena. You know what I'm saying? Get a snowmobile, bro.
I feel you, Cap.
Okay? You feel me?
I feel you.
So what I'm saying is this, is that DeAndre Ayton, the way he talked yesterday, I'm not saying that it's going to convert to playing. I'm saying he said the right things. The way he talked yesterday was, I was in Portland. They stunk. We weren't going anywhere. Why give them everything I've got? That's not a very professional thing. But I'm here with the Lakers. I'm here with Luka, LeBron, a championship caliber, historic organization. I'm going to be the best version of what I can be. Will that really convert? I don't know. I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt until he proves me wrong.
I'm a skeptic.
I know you are, and rightly so.
Did you guys hear what there was a clip floating around the other day about what JJ said about him when he was on First Take, I think?
Yeah, it was him and Pat Bev having a discussion. This was literally the year after they went to the finals.
Right.
Though.
He was
so
very
it doesn't
bullish
apply?
on him.
Is it not applicable?
Yeah, I mean, it was 3 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, a lot's happened since
You want
then.
me to play it or no?
Sure, you can play it, but it was 3 years ago.
Okay. Here's what he thought at one point.
And Ayton's fantastic. Whoa. He's okay. Well, okay, that's fine. He's fantastic at punishing mismatches. In the two-man pick and roll with him and CP, they're the number one offensive doer among high-volume pick and roll players. Mm-hmm. So he is fantastic. He's going to be. He is fantastic. And he's 22 years old.
CP's going to have that with any rolling big. So that's not okay. He had it with DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan's
but again,
fantastic.
I'm talking about the last 2 years. You go back 6 NBA seasons. That was the best duo. So anybody that Chris Paul has played with, that was the best duo in the pick and roll.
Okay.
Just DeAndre Ayton. So he is fantastic already.
So at least, if nothing else, when JJ was a former player turned analyst,
fantastic.
His analysis was he's fantastic. So
this was the year after they had gone to the
But
finals.
it sounded like more and more in that clip when you listen to it, it's more like it's because Chris Paul and his direction, the way Chris Paul was guiding. When you hear him, he's really saying Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Because of Chris Paul, he's the best duo.
It's why two things can be true. Pat Bev is not wrong because he's okay.
He said that was the best duo of Chris Paul's past 6 years.
Fantastic.
I'd have to look at what
He was
Chris Paul's
fantastic.
other duos
He really
were.
was very good.
Fantastic.
Well, that's pretty high praise, isn't it?
We got to cut that up for during the season.
Right.
Fantastic.
Look, I think that JJ Redick is coming from the same place I'm coming from, which is go out there.
Well, he has no choice.
Become the player that you were. Become the player that I used to hype on ESPN.
I'd love JJ Redick right now in Truth Serum.
I was going to say, I would like to know if people sent him that clip and they're like, do you still feel this way?
All right, let me ask you a question. You put JJ Redick on Truth Serum right now, right? You give him a shot to the neck, okay?
Like a dart?
Right. Right. Yeah, right. You just hit him with a dart. Thump, right? And JJ all of a sudden starts talking the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, LeBron is so old. How do we get rid of him? You know?
Okay, by the way, just real quick, before I answer that question.
I want to know what he's going to say.
I'm looking at the 6 years, prior to that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. The 5 years in between that clip are Houston, OKC, and then obviously Phoenix with Ayton. So Houston, they didn't really have their lob threat was Clint Capella, okay, who's not as good as on paper as DeAndre Ayton. OKC was a young team, so they didn't have any. But he's certainly was not as good of pick and roll threat as him and Blake Griffin or DeAndre Jordan were.
No way.
I mean, they were super devastating.
Right, but if you had Chris
JJ
Paul,
was on those teams.
Right, but if you had Chris Paul serving it up to DeAndre Ayton.
So the number JJ used is specific to after his Clipper days.
Okay.
Which is a weird sample size, is what I would say.
Okay, but now you've got Luka.
No, agreed. And the hope is Luka can do what Chris Paul did.
Correct.
Yeah, now I get it. But bro, it's 7 years is all I'm saying. Like, I hope I'm wrong, Cappy. I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Me right here?
Yes.
You're pointing at me.
Yes.
You hope I'm right.
I want you to be right.
What about you? You want to be wrong?
I want to be wrong.
You want to be wrong?
I want to be wrong.
All right.
Because it's not that he seems like a great dude. I would love for him to click. What I'm just saying is history doesn't say that's going to be the case with him. History also says that a guy in year 8, it doesn't just happen like that. There's very little precedent for it. So maybe I'm wrong. And I hope I am. And Luka and LeBron and JJ make it work. And Rob is a genius for getting him for $8 million.
Rob Pelinka W.
I hope that's the case.
Right, because the last few years of his career in Portland, he has been out of sight and out of mind and out of his own mind.
But as you said earlier, you got to be a professional.
Right, and he I would say that his play / his lack of desire to play was not the most professional thing. But you take this young Bahamian brother and you put him up in Portland and you say, hey, man, go play and be really good with a bunch of guys that aren't very good for a team that we don't think is going to be very good. He's like, why do I want to give you everything I got?
In the snow.
Right. At least now he's got a chance to play with Luka, play with LeBron, be coached by JJ.
I hope he's right.
All right, so if JJ takes the shot to the neck.
Yeah.
And he does the truth,
I'll disagree with you on
truth
that.
serum, right?
Yeah.
What do you think JJ would say on the truth serum about DeAndre Ayton?
Okay, if I were recklessly speculating,
Would
Right
it
here
be
on the side of the
fantastic
neck.
still or no?
Yeah.
No more fantastic?
I don't even know what that means.
It means
The
that
clip
that's what
of
he
JJ
said.
calling him fantastic.
He's like, he's fantastic.
I think he would say he has his strengths and he has his weaknesses, and we need to coach him out of those weaknesses. He'd say some semblance of that because he's got to coach the guy. So, and I bet you JJ believes, because why wouldn't he believe this? He believes he can get the best out of him. He can pick up the phone and call Chris Paul, who's one of his closest friends, and say, hey, look, I know it didn't end great with him, but what did you do to get the best out of him? And JJ, who's a maniac, will try to do that. Whatever Chris tells him, beyond what he already sees, I'm sure he'll. That's why him and Chris Paul get along so well, because they're both maniacs.
Maniacs.
Okay? And I mean that in a positive way.
No, I know.
So I bet you he's already done that reconnaissance about like how you can extract the best out of DeAndre Ayton.
So you don't think that if they shot him up with the truth serum?
He'd absolutely say he has weaknesses. There's no question.
Well, he wouldn't say like he sucks or like he's terrible.
No, I don't think
like
he'd go. No, I don't think he'd
can't
say
play.
that.
But he's on truth serum.
Even though he was the only.
But that's an extreme example. Who says he sucks?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying. But on truth serum, you might say things like that.
Right, but nobody has said that.
I know, but I'm going extreme.
Right.
Because of the serum.
But that would be lying.
Right, but that's not the way he's. No one feels that about him. His talent is out of this world.
It's just the other stuff.
Right. It's just his desire.
Well,
Like
I
that
have a
song,
question.
Desire.
I
have a question.
That's
Do
a
you
different
think-
song, but that's fine.
He's going with the YouTube version.
Yeah. You got to cut up that part where he said Rob Pelinka's a genius. We'll put that in the vault for 7
Rob
years.
Pelinka W.
And see how that adds up 7 years from now.
Well, do you think, I have to ask you this, George, while we're still on this.
Yeah.
Do you think that, given the fact that he was literally the only option for them to sign as a center?
Right. Yeah, I get it.
Wait, given that though, do you think that they still called JJ and they're like, hey, should we sign this guy?
Of course they did.
Okay. And obviously he was like, yeah, I think I can
JJ's
do
like,
it.
I think he's fantastic.
I think
3 years ago, I thought he was
I
fantastic.
think this young brother's fantastic.
Then he called Chris Paul about it because Chris Paul and him are both maniacs.
They're a bunch of maniacs.
Got it. They are maniacs.
You've heard of 10,000
And
maniacs.
by the
These are
way,
2 maniacs.
he just went over to talk to another maniac this offseason in McVay, who's a maniac.
That's right, he is.
So listen.
No, not really.
I
really.
am, despite whatever happened in the playoffs, I'm still very bullish on JJ Redick.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he can extract the best out of him.
Got to do an extraction.
Or an inception in this case.
Okay.
Yeah, make him believe that he can be what he's supposed to be.
Hey, DeAndre Ayton. Prove me right, man.
Prove Cappy right,
Yeah,
DeAndre.
prove me right.
I hope he's right. I hope you're right.
Do you have heart?
He's not
Are
a
you
heart
a
and
heart and
soul
soul
guy.
guy?
Yeah.
Not yet, he's not.
I don't
Not
think
yet,
he
but he
is.
could be.
Do you think he's capable?
I hope he is. I hope he's
That's
capable.
quite a stretch from like being serviceable.
Yeah. All right, Radio Tinder's next.
It's the event of the summer.
Does Travis go deep? Travis goes deep! All-Star Friday night. Friday, July 11th at West Covina Sportsplex.
The 7:10 softball game, the listener game, the fun and frivolity. And what will Morales wear?
The summer event we all wait for.
Team Cappy versus Team Mace with the 710 Celebrity All-Star Softball Game. Press the flesh with us, the West Covina Sportsplex, and of course, presenting sponsor of the Listeners Game, the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. When accidents happen, we step up to the plate. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Hey, it's Mace. Workplace stress is now a leading cause of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce feeling it more than ever. You can't escape work, but you can take small steps to take care of yourself. A walk, some sun, a favorite song. Therapy is one of those steps. Ongoing support to build resilience for whatever the day throws at you. Balance is tough. Getting help shouldn't be. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710? The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GER-001291, 001289, 001292. PSI is license number 1358.
Everyone knows Earl Hershiser has won numerous awards for his performance on the field. But off the field, he's a great humanitarian, a true friend and partner of mine, and a real bulldog when it comes to business.
Baseball taught me to work hard and respect people. The Tolo Chevrolet does both. And
and that's why I joined the team.
Rotolo Chevrolet has been Dealer of the Year for 12 straight years. Like Oral, we know something about winning.
I believe they call that a dynasty.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up?
Oh, yeah. Joe Cocker, Radio Tinder Time. We like to play a theme song. The theme song from the Wonder Years. Because happy 49th birthday to the great Fred Savage.
That was going to be Winnie Cooper.
How old is he?
49.
Oh, wow.
Fred Savage, of course, played Kevin Arnold on the Wonder Years, who was in love with Winnie Cooper. Do you know about the Wonder Years, DeAndre?
Nothing about the
You never watched the Wonder Years?
No.
Man.
Ain't no representation in that show.
No, I think there was.
You feel me?
No, I think there was one or two, right? No? Never? No.
I don't remember.
You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers, Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Pot it back up right here. All right, right there, right there. Louder. Let me hear it. HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. This makes you feel good, DeAndre, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Listen to Joe Cocker get into that.
Dude, you need to go watch the video of Joe Cocker singing this song.
Oh.
It's quite a spectacle.
Take it away, producer.
Bow, 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 bow.
Little Joe Cocker rock.
Nice.
I just really like the song.
Oh, it's a great song. Amazing.
You
Joe
know,
Cocker's amazing.
I was just telling Funch, I was saying, I knew who Joe Cocker was. I know the song, whatever.
I'll
But
pot
then
it back up for this part, for Lindsay.
when I saw the documentary about him, it's insane.
Go.
It's so good.
Here it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing song.
But yeah, Chris, you would like the documentary about him.
About Joe Cocker, absolutely.
Yeah, he lived like a crazy life. He didn't care about anybody or anything. Very selfish guy. And then he got his life together. Quit drinking and everything. And he was just like, man, can you imagine if he invested in himself back when he had all that talent? He didn't throw it all away. It's a crazy story. Crazy story. All right, guys. So, Radio Tinder Time. So there was a law that was up. That was supposed to go into effect, but it was struck down by an appeals court, and it's called the so-called click-to-cancel law. So,
Click to cancel?
Yes, it would force companies to make it easy for consumers to cancel enrollment in subscriptions.
Oh, it's impossible
in
to
programs.
do it. You got to go through 6,000 hoops
Yes.
to it. And are you sure? Are you double sure? Are you triple sure you want to
Here,
cancel?
we'll give you a deal if you don't cancel.
Right, just enough, bro. I just want to cancel.
I remember even with Sirius, you can't even do it online. You have to call
Yeah.
a phone number. So
Oh, I know. It
I was
takes
going to
forever.
ask you guys, this should definitely be a law, shouldn't it?
Yeah, life should be easy to cancel stuff and unsubscribe from emails.
Right.
I unsubscribe and then I
And you
still get the
get them.
emails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the Cappy's Cast email or whatever that was?
Have you guys unsubscribed to
I
my
never
email?
subscribed to it in
I
the
haven't
first
gotten one
place,
in a
and
while.
I still
really?
get it.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I got to make sure we're still sending them out.
I don't think you are, Kat, because I get them.
I
did.
actually don't get them, and I'll say to my guy who writes them, I'll go, hey, man, I didn't get our email today,
Yeah.
I thought it was Justin you said that did
No,
them.
Justin doesn't do it. My guy
He
Alex
used to
does
for
it.
like a
Oh,
minute.
yeah, you fired him then because he
Yeah.
spelled something wrong.
Alex.
Well, he sent the wrong day that one
Something
time.
like that.
Justin.
It's funny because I actually never unsubscribe to any emails.
No.
You know, I'm just like, whatever. Delete.
You don't know how.
Delete. I just don't care.
I've tried, but they just keep sending them. It's absurd.
In the past, I've dedicated an entire day to cleaning out the bad emails in my inbox.
Yeah.
And nothing ever happens.
Yeah, what I'll start doing is just sending them to spam, so that way I don't even see them.
But then eventually, a month later, they start showing up again.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
All right, what do you got?
Funchy has the next one.
Oh, Funchy.
Did you guys watch the hot dog eating contest on 4th of July?
I did not, although I wish I would have because I saw Jeremy Schaap was hosting.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm
yes.
Jeremy Schaap,
Yes.
ESPN.
Dude, that's like a real journalist hosting that thing.
It literally drew 1.6 million viewers.
Yeah,
that's not bad for
and
hot
also
dogs.
up 95% from last year when Joey Chestnut was barred because of
The
Impossible
power of
Foods and
Chestnut.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But listen to this intro by George Shea, who was the MC of the event. Play it, DeAndre.
We are humbled by age in preparation for the great insult of death.
What?
But there are those who stand immortal, not through the grace of heaven, but through their own triumphs. I speak of this man.
This man.
Formed from the shards of shattered angels, wielding the white sword of righteousness, standing as quiet as truth. Ladies and gentlemen, while we must all face the dark mountain of night, forsaken and forlorn, alone in the ruins of our own minds, he will never fail or falter, for he defies the ministers of our fate and the limitations of our birth. And he will not stop until he stands side by side with the gods, his glory is strung like beads of light to adorn the arc of history itself. Joey Chestnut!
Isn't that the greatest intro ever?
Is that an episode of Game of Thrones or
Yeah,
something
right?
there? I mean, come on.
The accent really makes
So
it.
Chestnut ate 70 and a half hot dogs.
What's his record? Isn't it more
It
than
was like
that?
80.
Yeah.
But dude, think about that. 1 million plus people watch that disgusting competition.
Yes, I watched I was one of them.
On 4th of July. That is the power of Joey Chestnut.
Yes.
In his sport, he's Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, people used to watch when Kobayashi did it too,
So
back in those days.
This goes to my point. Like, second place had 46 and a half. Third
Kobayashi.
place had 45 and a half. Like, what if Chestnut never entered this contest? Wouldn't it be more competitive to watch it?
It would, but nobody would have any interest because there's no star.
Exactly.
Joey Chestnut is the star of the sport of hot dog eating.
But you want to watch someone dominate and just run away with the field instead of just watching a close competition?
Yeah, but you watched.
Yeah, a close competition between a bunch of nobodies.
I would have watched no anyway.
You got to have a star. Much like Cappy's our star.
Right.
You got to have a star.
Right, I'm a star.
You don't even know the names of another competitive eater on the planet.
I don't even have the name of the second place guy.
What about the Black Widow?
By the way, in 2014, they did 2.78 million.
Oh, but that was 2014 technology, you know?
Yeah, that was before streaming.
That may have been a Joey Chestnut Kobayashi battle royale.
Probably was.
Yeah. It also followed a World Cup game.
Hey,
well, that's
listen,
helpful.
if I were Joey Chestnut, here's one thing I would say to the hot dog eating people. Hey, next year, I need $1 million to show up.
$2 million.
And if they say no, go, okay, well then get ready to have nobody watching.
Don't you think he gets paid to be there?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, but what I'm
probably
saying
a
is you got to
lot.
get paid more.
I'm sure Nathan's pays him, probably.
But also other endorsers, too.
Yeah.
For him to be there.
Yeah.
Like what? Depends undergarments?
Probably.
Could be a good one.
After eating 70 hot dogs,
some
I make a
Pepsid
duty
AC.
in my
Yeah.
pants.
I had a hot dog on 4th of July. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you liked it?
To think I went 6.5 months without hot dogs.
You put on a pretty good
Processed
show
meats
last
Was it a
Good
night.
for your
sausage or a
heart.
real hot dog?
No, it was a Hebrew National.
Oh, nice.
That was that first bite.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Nice.
What'd you have on it?
I went ketchup, mustard, and relish, and diced onions.
Oh, so
Relish, that's a lot of
if you
sodium.
could throw on a
special.
little bit
Well,
of
this was
sauerkraut,
my special treat.
Oh,
little sauerkraut on top of it all.
I don't want to mess. I don't want to bring sauerkraut into 4th of July.
I mean, dude,
You got to. You know what I mean?
it's not all American.
Not sour. No,
Right.
actually, sauerkraut
Yeah.
is not all
Right,
American.
that's the point. The ketchup, the mustard, the relish, the onions, delish. Sounds great.
All right, that is Radio Tinder, brought to you by our friends, the Crazy Hernandez brothers at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR. That's 866-62-FLOOR. Go online, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. That's HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Because no sale beats wholesale, homeboy.
What were you going to say about last night, Cappy?
Said you put on a pretty good show
Yeah,
last
and
night.
I blame Lindsay for my whoop being all thrown off, and Sam Pine's yelling at me that my recovery was bad.
Right.
Wait, what do I have to
Because I
say?
ate too much sodium last night.
Why is it my fault?
Because you didn't come to dinner, so then I had to go.
No one said you had to go.
But Sedano actually did.
No, I said he had to go.
Right.
Well, then
Had
it's
to fill
Sedano's
seats.
fault. It's his fault then.
Well, we really
And it
missed
ended up
you.
being lovely because Armin and
Charlie.
they were
got
great.
new They were golf buddies.
fantastic.
They were great, yeah.
But they missed you, though, Lindsay. They were, like, excited to meet you.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
what?
It did. The date did change at the last minute,
Oh.
Yeah.
just like you, Cappy, in the lunch thing. You know.
No, that's Chris's fault.
Okay.
All right, coming up next, couple things. Let's
are
get into this notion we touched on yesterday about cap space, right? And the Lakers trying to lure someone via cap space, although not the traditional way, and how Cappy's going to be locked in tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We'll get to all that coming up next.
But first, this Friday, July 11th, at the West Covina Sportsplex, join 710 all day long. We're going to have all kinds of stuff going on, like practicing your puck shots, meeting Bailey, and a special legend appearance by Daryl Evans for our 710 All-Star Game. It's all happening at the West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Get your coolers ready for All-Star Friday night. Special thanks to our friends at the Kings.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
I remember Kobe had one
Do
too.
you think that Travis bought a rap album ever?
Did anybody who says they love Kobe, did anybody buy that album? I want to know.
I did not buy that.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Did anybody play it, buy it? Was it good? Good or bad? Nothing?
Yeah, I can't help you.
Is this
with
it?
that. My list.
Stop, please. Right.
This was his answer to Shaq's rapping, right?
I think so.
You think that Travis is bumping in his Chevy Silverado to this?
Look, I'm not a music critic, but that doesn't sound like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
He's kind of got a, what's the vibe I'm looking for? He's kind of got
New Jack.
Yeah, kind of a New Jack
New Jack vibe, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just about to say that.
New Jack.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
4:50 on a live imaging, not a live imaging Tuesday, but a Wednesday afternoon with Sedano and Cap.
Live imaging Wednesday, Lou.
On this day in 1991, the #1 hit, Paula Abdul, Rush to join us Friday night, West Covina Sportsplex. All-Star Friday night. The festivities, well, we'll start at 9 a.m. But the game gets underway. We got a listener game, as usual. That's Team DeMarco versus Team Travis. Then Team Cappy versus Team Mace. Those festivities begin at 6 p.m. Go on to ESPNLA.com for all the details. Of course, the whole thing presented by our friends at Rotowo Chevrolet. Mike Capozio, who we were watching today on TV.
Yeah, we were.
For the Dodgers game.
That's because he hit a big home run, I think, off Oral Hershiser on that commercial, and then they woke him up from his dream. Hey, shout out to the Circle of Trust, though, because I know we all joke around a lot around here, but you guys bring your A game every year. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, Radio Michael, David 100, Maybe we'll even have a dead sighting, dead meow. Meow. I don't know. We'll find out. But usually these guys bring so much food and booze and weed and fun, and it turns into one gigantic monster tailgate party in left field.
It's a family affair, Cap.
It is very much a family affair. Very much so.
Yeah.
But, that's a family that hangs in left field, doesn't necessarily hang behind home plate. You know what I'm saying? Different kinds of people.
And there is a lot of
things.
talk now about the post-game happening at Sunset Room in Hacienda Heights.
Is Mason hosting that?
Mason, I think, is hosting it.
Okay.
I might slide through for a Coca-Cola and a burger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now
the burger is bomb.
Yeah, so we'll see.
If Mace is hosting, I could be convinced.
Oh, now you want to go.
Only if Mace is hosting.
Well, I don't know what hosting means. You mean him paying for it?
No, it means like Mace is like the attraction
DJ?
of the night. Like, hey, I'm hosting the post-game party and everybody should come hang out. But, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. You remember what happened to me last year with Mason? Does anybody remember what happened? Mason and I left the West Covina Sportsplex, and he put all of his stuff in my car. So me and Mason drove to the Sunset Room. Well, I decided to pull an Irish goodbye. So I'm about 30 miles south, and I get a call from Mason. I'm like,
you left something. That's right.
Like, I'm not answering his call.
That's right.
And then I'm like, okay, I'll answer. I call him. He goes, hey, man, where are you? I go, oh, I had to go, man.
Because you did an Irish goodbye.
Right, I'm like 30 miles south. He goes, bro, you have my computer, my wallet, you have everything of mine in your car.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it to you on Monday, dude. What's the big problem? He goes, no, man, I need my computer, I need my wallet, I need everything. I had to turn around and drive back. So I was 30 miles south,
so
went
you.
30 miles north to go 30 miles back south.
That's like we should have the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme for every time Cappy pulls a Cappy.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a Cappy right there.
That is total.
You didn't think Mace needed his wallet for like 3 days?
But he needed his laptop because he's got to script his show.
Oh, wow, really? Got to write it all out, huh?
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, let me say this.
By the way, we should introduce McMenamin with this. He loves Curb Your Enthusiasm. Should be like his theme song.
If you didn't have your wallet if you didn't have your wallet Saturday and Sunday, could you not get by?
You could get by
use
now.
Apple Pay and stuff like that.
Or just have stuff delivered.
Yeah, I've got my credit card, for example, on my phone.
Everything's on your phone.
Right, I could get by.
But
for
what
a
if I
couple of
wanted
days.
to buy something online? I needed that 3-digit,
whatever.
at the back.
Stored in my phone.
Wait a minute, you don't know the 3-digit code by heart?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't either. No.
I have a memorization system
Oh, really?
in my head.
Yeah.
You really don't know your 3-digit code?
I do not.
Oh.
I do not.
No.
So yeah, it was
And my Amex is even worse. It's got 4 digits.
Well, the
I bet your
Amex
kids
is, yeah.
know it, Cappy.
Yeah.
My kids probably
Yeah,
do know it. You're
they
right.
definitely do.
Yeah, they
Just
definitely
ask
know.
them.
My kids know it.
Yeah.
Hey, my daughter said to me the other day, she goes, Dad, it's Amazon Prime Day.
She got you, didn't she?
And I'm like,
Still
what
is.
Yeah, what does that mean
Well,
to
through
me?
the 11th.
It's 8 through the 11th. Yeah, I got my softball cleats on there for like $19.
Yeah, my youngest daughter who goes to Cal Poly SLO, she's like, she needed all these things for her new house apartment in San Luis Obispo.
Right.
And she goes, Dad, I want a margarita maker.
Oh.
I'm like,
Isn't that just a blender?
I'm like,
No, it's different because a blender, you need a margarita maker because it's stronger.
I said to her, I go, girl, you're 18 years old. What do you need a margarita maker for? She goes, oh, because the first weekend of school, I'm having a welcome back to school party at our house. So I have to have a margarita maker. And they're on sale right now on Amazon Prime.
And you
So
bought it, didn't
I bought
you?
all kinds
Yep.
Well, I didn't buy them. I mean,
They bought them with your money.
Right. I paid.
Yeah.
They bought.
Right.
Does it make frozen marks?
That's what it does. Frozen margis.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Can you imagine if DeAndre rolled up to SLO?
And showed up at my daughter's
frozen
Not
margs
your
at?
daughter
Where the margs at?
specifically, just with the frozen marg crowd.
yeah.
Where the margs at?
Yeah.
If DeAndre walked in with a tank top and said, where the margs at, he's crushing.
Oh, dude, all day long. No doubt about it. Seriously, like, did you play football? By the way, DeAndre, last night, the way you were wearing that Oakland A's hat, you had it kind of popped up on your head. It wasn't like down on your head.
Yeah.
You were like 6'6" last night.
I was, yeah. I felt like I was 6'6".
You were tall last night with that
Everyone was
hat.
giving
That
me
dude
eyes.
walking up to you, though, was hilarious.
Oh, my God. Man, you ain't know nothing about no Oakland A's. I'm from Oakland.
Yeah.
And then DeAndre was like, you're right, sir. I don't know
No,
anything
that's
about
not
the
true.
A's.
He said, I know everything about the Oakland A's.
And look, you see the couch trying to
No,
twist
you
the
did
story.
not
I
say
said,
that.
I did
You
say that.
he totally did.
I said I know everything about the A's.
Man,
He
you
did
ain't know
say
nothing
that.
about no Reggie Jackson. Know nothing about no MC Hammer.
Yeah.
By the way,
Carney Lansford.
Ricky Henderson.
Did Cappy shake you down for the tip money?
No, but I'll zell you if you
So,
want.
because here's what happened. Tip time came. I said, well, I got 60. I said, here you go. Cappy then, I figured Cappy would say, oh, here's 60. And then Stephanie was going to throw in something. We'd been fine. Cappy throws down a crisp 100.
Wow, a hundy?
And I
Hundo.
said,
Hundo.
I go, are you sure? And he goes, "Don't insult me." Well, I'm good.
Well, here's the thing. We had
Do you need money?
we had 8. I think we had 8 people.
So then we went and greased Preston, the waiter,
right,
one-on-one. We gave him cash. And
It's 7, yeah.
And then he said,
seven people?
I'll shake Sedano down for the money. Don't
Well,
worry.
no, here's what happened. So there were 7 people.
But I told you yesterday, just let me know and I'll give it to you. I didn't know what you gave them.
I figured you had to give at least $20 per person.
Right.
Yeah, it was fair.
So Chris was like, "Well, I've got a couple bucks in my pocket in cash." I'm like, "Well, here's $100 and hook the dude up."
Yeah.
You know?
All right.
I was stunned that he pulled out just like that.
He was shaking a little bit too when he was handing it to Chris.
You were shaking, Cap?
I was like, does anybody else want to put it in here?
Because I was like,
I got a 5.
I was ready to go to the ATM, and then like Jason Roberts told me there's like our sales guy. He was like, "Yeah, there's that Wells Fargo one right there next to the Peacock." I'm like, "That ATM hasn't been there since COVID, bro.
Right, yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, I used that to buy drugs in like 2017.
So,
Hey, Cappy, speaking of tips, can I ask you something real quick?
Sure.
I saw on New York Post site today that that now the airlines are starting to put in a tip option for the flight attendants.
Really? Come
yeah.
on.
So there's a story of all the airlines. Frontier is now when they ask you if you want to buy something like a drink or snack or whatever, and they swipe your card on like an iPad thing. Now they flip the screen to you and ask you if you want to leave the flight attendant a tip.
Okay. If a flight attendant asked me for a tip, by the way, on Frontier of all airlines,
Right,
where honestly, like if you bring your phone on a Frontier flight, they charge you like $100 just to carry your phone on the plane.
Waters aren't even free.
If they ask me for a tip on Frontier, at this point I'm saying I'm making a stand.
No.
The answer is no tip.
I can say I've thankfully never flown Frontier.
Yeah, I've
Well,
flown
they
it
said
once.
now a lot of the other
Wasn't
airlines
good.
are starting to do it too because
That's
of it.
ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Please
dude.
pull that drop. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
What would you say really if you were on a flight and they said that to you? They turned the screen.
You would be so.
I would be so mad.
You wouldn't say anything.
No, I
No,
just
you
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
I
You
wouldn't
would
give
never.
a tip.
You
I
would
just
never.
wouldn't give
You're
a
just like,
tip.
"Hey, sorry, I don't have any."
Yeah, I'm not giving a tip on a flight. You're getting paid. We've never had to tip flight attendants for giving us a pre-made, like, I don't know, sandwich or even like, "Hey, can I get a ginger ale, please?"
Plus, they get an hourly wage. It's
And they're part of a union.
yeah.
And listen, let me tell you something. I feel for flight attendants in that, the story is that they don't start getting paid until the minute they board the aircraft.
It's until the doors close.
Right. So it's ridiculous how like these people have to like leave their home in LA to fly to San Francisco because they're based in San Francisco, but they live in LA. And then it takes 6 hours before you even start your shift and you're not getting paid for that time. So I can appreciate that. But come on, I got to now tip a flight attendant? I mean, I thought the tip was pretty good last night. And the thing is this.
No bathroom attendant?
No bathroom attendant.
No.
I didn't go to the bathroom in Fleming's last night.
I did, and there was no attendant.
No, there's nobody there.
But here's the thing. I love to tip in cash because I think that the waiter, waitress, server, whatever, that's cash to them. They don't have to go and I
don't say what you're going to say.
Which is what?
Just leave it alone.
Flaming tips and all
All right, coming up next, McMenamin's going to stop by in 15 minutes.
I'm shaking down Sedano.
And I'll give it to you right now if you want. I'll zell you.
You're going to zell me?
Yeah. Just tell me what your zell is.
Don't worry about it. It all works itself out.
What does that mean?
It means that next time we go someplace, you're going to leave a nice tip.
Okay.
And it's all going to even itself out.
I mean, it's fine. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, I'll just zell you, though.
You don't have to zell me anything. All right? It was my pleasure.
It didn't sound like it.
No,
I
it
gotta be
was.
honest with you. Okay. All right, McMenamin in a few minutes, but I know what Cappy's going to be locked into tomorrow. We're going to get into that next.
Okay, but first.
Tonight, it's a showdown in the heart of L.A. The Black and Gold welcome the Colorado Rapids to BMO Stadium for a Western Conference battle.
LAFC!
Can LAFC take the full 3 points at home? Los Angeles Football Club face off with the Colorado Rapids. Pre-match coverage starts tonight at 7 p.m. On the home of the Black and Gold, 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710, the bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GER-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this?
And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Hey, shout out to the Walrus, who yesterday was here in studio.
Yeah.
And he had his own interpretation of the opening
Oh, yeah, he
show.
did. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Because that guy's driving around right now, and he's singing to himself. Shout out to everybody who's out there tuning in today, maybe stuck in some traffic, who has their own version of the Bing Bada Boo. You know what I'm saying?
The Bing Bada Boom.
Yeah. I like the beginning of the song, too. Sunshine. People forget. Those are actually the words, DeAndre. You never heard the words of the song, have you?
It started as an OTD many years ago.
Yeah.
And then Sedano referenced from the movie Entourage, because the Entourage movie used this.
Right. And then Cappy said the Chargers used to use it.
And then we said we should make it our theme, because we didn't really have a theme song yet for the show.
Mm-hmm.
The show was fresh when Cappy was, it was post LZ, just Sedano and Cap.
You're the worst. You're the worst. You are the absolute
What'd
worst.
you do?
I've zelled him.
He just zelled me.
How much?
He
how
just
much?
zelled me. He zelled me half.
Yeah.
He zelled me half.
He gave you $50?
Gave me $50.
Well, what'd you expect him to give you, 100?
$20.
Oh, so now he has this over you.
Yeah, right.
No, it's not over you. It's 50-50.
All right.
It's Sedano and Cap.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I did
50-50.
60, frankly. So.
You didn't do 60.
Yeah, I did.
You did 40.
No, I didn't.
50.
No, I did 60.
$52.22.
No, I had 4 5s and 2 20s.
Oh, really?
That's it. We're all even.
I think we each owe Chris $3.
No, it's okay.
Okay. I'll buy you a soda.
No, here's the good thing. So then we went back to, we checked into East Central. Cappy and I had to take care of some business, in our own rooms. Then I thought we were done for the night.
And then I was like, because you said we were going to walk,
but
we
then
were
Cappy
full.
was like, nah, let's just go to sleep. I said, okay. So then we all go back to East Central. Frankly, I was in bed, unsheathed. I was ready to go. Ready, done, asleep.
Yeah.
Were the hedges out and about?
You're a bad guy. Yeah. I told you something in private, okay?
No, you said it on the air.
No, I didn't.
No,
It
was in private. It was not on the air.
So Cappy is texting about how there's like noise and everything, and I'm like, okay, it's all quiet on my side of the hotel, whatever.
And I said mine too.
And then Sedano goes, "Are we walking?" And Cappy goes, "Ready in 5." And I'm like, this idiot. So then I have to get dressed, and you guys are like in the hallway waiting for me, and then we go out for a late night walk.
Yeah, that was when
in the nitty gritty streets.
Cappy got a little scared.
Yeah, when that guy took off his hood and his face was all scarred and gross. Well, I'm avoiding that dude.
But by the way, we saw that we ran into a couple people that knew us too, right, in the parking lot.
Actually, you would have loved this, guys. We're in the parking lot here at LA Live, and the three of us are just walking.
And we're having this ridiculous conversation, making fun of each other.
Right, and this guy turns
say it,
around.
Cap. Do
This
not
guy,
say
this
the
guy
detail.
turns around and he looks at us, and we're like, "What the hell is this guy looking at?"
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
He looked like 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
like over his shoulder.
Right, we're like, what,
he's with his buddies.
Right, we're like, I thought maybe it was going to be a 3-on-3 battle royale right
Yeah.
there, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And then he turns around and he goes, "Hey, Sedano and Cap," because I freaking love you guys. I
Yeah.
listen every day.
It
And
was
then
funny.
we were like, "Oh, okay, that's cool."
Yeah, you're
Cool,
good. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
Hey, Sedano's not going to karate you.
So anyway,
You said
Cappy,
I'm going to be locked in. Let me hear what I'm locked in on.
tomorrow, Bronny, your guy,
Yeah.
against Cooper Flag.
Oh, my.
I mean, this thing is being promoted. Now, let me ask you a question. I would like you to go over under. We can play a little game here, everybody. Okay. The highest rated, I looked this up just to be sure because I thought it was this. The highest rated summer league game in NBA history was Zion's debut.
Okay.
1.61 million. Okay. Still the highest to this day. Do you believe that Cooper Flag and Bronny together can top 1.61 million tomorrow night?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I mean, think about it like this. Tomorrow's Thursday night, right? The Dodgers do not play tomorrow. So if you are an LA sports fan and you're like, well, what am I going to watch tomorrow
Yeah, might as
night?
well tune into the Lakers
Right.
game.
There's no Dodgers.
Right.
And at least, there is a Lakers Summer League game. And you're probably
It's going to be on at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and you're probably curious about Bronny, number one. But let me ask you this question. Do you think the NBA sets up these matchups? Meaning,
No question.
okay, right. So it's like the NFL, right? In week 1 of the NFL,
They want to make sure. Well, Cooper Flag was always going to play in the primetime game, and the Lakers are always the best draw for the house for sure. So it and Bronny, if he's going to play, there is interest in Bronny. So like it only made sense to marry those two together.
yeah, because if you're in the NFL and you're a schedule maker
Yeah.
and you think about week 1 of the NFL season,
Right.
you're like, hey, let's have the Steelers
Yeah.
play the Jets. And somebody in the room goes, why is that? And they go, well, everybody seems to think that the Steelers will sign Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So that's Aaron Rodgers going back to New York. And New York has Justin Fields, who was on the Steelers last year. So this is like Aaron Rodgers going back to this great failure, et cetera. So they look for storylines.
Sure.
And it's one thing to have Cooper Flag, who I know I'm certainly interested in watching play, and Bronny, again, I'm interested. But when you think about the Lakers and the Mavericks and what happened this past year and the trade and
sure.
so on,
No doubt.
this is like
Well, right. It makes it an easy storyline for Mark Jones and Tim Legler to do the game and bring that up, and that'll be because let's say the game isn't good at the very well. I don't even know they'll bring that up regardless. But like, if the game doesn't get good, then they'll start talking about the regular NBA teams for sure.
Yeah, and
But I think the game will. Those games are usually fairly competitive.
and I'm seeing some people in our live YouTube chat right now saying interest in Bronny, WTF.
There is interest in Bronny. The metrics don't lie about that stuff. Like we have data that shows people are interested in
You
it.
can hear it like in the arena. People go crazy for
Well,
it.
no, but forget about it. Just look at the metrics. Like we can, like in today's day and age, we can literally track how many people are watching something, reading something, like
where they're watching it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there is absolute interest in Bronny, whether you think so or not. Like you can WTF all you want, mother bleepers, but I'll tell you what, mongrels, we know that there is actual interest in Bronny.
I want to see Bronny for this reason. And if you guys don't want to see him, then don't watch him. But for me, here's how I'm thinking about it. Okay, year 1. Most people ridiculed the Lakers for even taking him. Most people bagged on LeBron for forcing the Lakers to take him. And most people kind of watched Bronny and went, this guy's not an NBA player. In the rare occasions that he had a big night in the G League that none of us were watching, we might come on the air the next game. Oh, hey, Bronny scored 27 points last night in a G League game. There was the one game this year, I can't remember who they were playing against, where he
Milwaukee, 17.
it was 17 points in the game. And that's the next day, that's when people like my man Stephen A was going, this young brother could play. And so all of a sudden he's polarizing like his dad. People are either pissed that he was drafted because they didn't think he deserved it, or hey, wait a second, maybe he's actually going to be good. So for me, I want to watch Bronny play, especially against Dallas, especially against Cooper Flag, because I'm curious about his development.
Well, and look, I think I think there's a curiosity about him. And then you're also the number 1 pick in the draft, right? Like he's comes from like the blue blood of blue bloods, right? Of Duke. So you're going to have real interest in him. Like his game's rated well in college too. So it makes all the sense in the world for the NBA to marry those two together.
Yeah, I'm curious, man. Tomorrow, I know it's at 5:00. We will be on the air at the time. I will be watching that game
We'll
at
talk
this
about
time tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, we'll be talking about it.
Maybe we'll even have you do a little play-by-play.
Maybe if we have a good play.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that Bronny dunk in the first game that he had, I mean,
It was nice.
It's a good dunk.
Yeah.
You know, and then I think, was it 11 points in 10 minutes or was it 10 points in 11 minutes?
Right.
Okay, that's pretty good. And then I didn't see what happened last night because I was busy. You know, I was entertaining.
We were entertaining
Yeah, I was
yesterday,
entertaining
yeah.
last night. You know what I was?
Yeah.
And so
And then we were walking.
We did do a lot of walking last night. And then, of course, we almost got killed on the streets. But
No, we
that's
didn't.
Well, I mean, almost.
Not really.
I mean, there was that one dude with the weird face that pulled his face out of his
Yeah, but he
hood.
stopped. He was very polite.
Polite, or like he thought the three of us were like a bunch of tough guys. And I was like, hey, this guy's a black belt.
Probably
and
not.
Me and this guy, we're a bunch of wimps.
No, probably not.
So anyway, I am curious. I don't know about everybody. Well, you guys tell me. I mean, Funch, are you, I mean, for a guy who didn't watch
Come
the NBA
on.
Finals, are you going to watch Bronny versus Cooper Flagg in Summer League?
I think I will because of Cooper Flagg.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not so much Bronny, but I mean.
Yeah,
Cooper
so
Flagg.
Olive Garden with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, really? You gonna have a tour of Italy with that thing?
Possibly.
Okay. What about you, Deontay?
Yeah, yes, I'll be watching.
You will be.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's going to be on.
Yeah,
when we're
we'll be
here,
on.
so.
Lindsay Baseball, are you curious?
I mean, yes. Again, we'll be here.
Why didn't we
TV's
send
on.
Ireland and Michael to call this game?
We should have. That would have been a very good idea. Well, probably because Michael's busy.
Are you talking about us to carry a Summer League radio game?
Correct.
Cooper
that's right.
Flagg versus Bronny.
We've done it once.
Which game?
That was for Lonzo Ball.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Utah Jazz carried their radio, Summer League radio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I
They ain't got
remember
nothing
the
else going
Lonzo
on,
Ball
you know?
one.
We did one, and we didn't send a radio crew. We simulcasted from Spectrum.
Yeah.
That was one time we've run a Summer League.
But
radio
the Lonzo stuff was crazy.
Oh, it
That
was.
Summer League team was amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah, they won, and I mean, dude, I remember the Lonzo Ball stuff. Cap, you weren't here with us back then. The UCLA stuff was crazy too. That's when we started to have LeVar in studio with us and on the phone with us.
Yep.
But like Paulie Pavilion was rocking on those nights when he was playing. Like it was, I went to the Michigan game. There was like a national game against Michigan on like CBS on like a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. And the place was like packed.
We were doing live remotes for draft lotteries and for the NBA draft, and huge remotes with hundreds of people and people cheering, like, "Oh, the number one pick, Lonzo,
Number 2 pick." But yeah.
No, when they got the lottery, remember?
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, because I think people thought, the consensus number one at that time, which ended up flopping, was Markelle Fultz.
Yeah.
Lonzo went 2. And then and Jason Tatum went 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was the kid's name at number one?
That Jason Tatum guy ended up being pretty good.
Markelle Fultz.
Where did he go?
Yeah, what?
So he was drafted. Who was he drafted by?
Or Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, right? And then he got the yips. That was the problem. He got the yips. He like couldn't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
It was really sad in a lot of ways. Like, and then eventually he played for Orlando, and he no longer had the yips. He was like a serviceable player for a little while. He did. He became at least a serviceable player. I mean, it was pretty wild. Like, honestly, that would be, if the kid would be willing to do like you want to talk about like an interesting documentary, from being like the number 1 pick to getting the yips like right away. Like, that's kind of wild.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this. Again, I'm curious. I'm going to be watching. I want to see what happens. And actually, I don't think it's a terrible idea, the idea of putting the game on the Lakers radio station. I realize it would knock us off the air for an hour. We could go to YouTube. I mean, we could just do a YouTube-only hour.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea.
Yeah, we're not doing any of that.
We're not doing that. No, none of it. None of that.
All right.
When's McMenamin
Is
coming
Spectrum
by?
carrying the
Lindsay's
game?
calling them. I don't know. I mean, ESPN is doing it, obviously.
Yeah, but we can't do it.
I mean, we're ESPN.
Yeah, but actually, technically, this is a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Right, but we're also a branded ESPN station.
Yeah, we have a lot of spots to
There's
run.
a partnership.
A lot of spots to run.
All right, so we won't do it. We'll just sit here and we'll watch the game.
And I'll talk about it with
we'll,
Cappy.
Yeah, we'll
It's probably more entertaining that
And
way.
DeAndre
anyway.
and Lindsay.
Yeah,
And Funchy.
Yeah, I won't be here tomorrow.
I'm
Funchy,
here.
people in the YouTube chat are saying there's no way you're watching this game tomorrow. But I think they're miscalculating that the game will be on while we're on the air, so you're kind of trapped into watching the game. I mean, what do you say, Funch? I mean, if you were home, would you be watching this game tomorrow night?
Definitely.
Not because of Bronny, because of Cooper Flagg.
Yes, I would be because my wife just got into Love Island and I don't want to watch it.
You don't like Love Island?
That's too raunchy. Too raunchy.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, my
like classy.
daughters are into Love Island, and I've watched a couple of episodes.
A lot of raunchiness, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched Love Island before. McMenamin, you watched Love Island yet or no? Oh, wait, hold on. McMenamin, listen to what we did for you. Your own theme song, your show, your guy.
I feel so honored. Thanks, fellas.
I said we gotta put this on for McMenamin.
Yeah, it's my guy. No, we haven't gotten Love Island on our watch list yet. I think the closest we go to that is Love is Blind in terms of the raunchiness scale. But I've seen so many posts about it. It might be time to do it somewhat soon.
Yeah. Dave, will you be there tomorrow in Vegas for this game that we were just talking about?
Oh, yes. I will. Yeah. I'm looking forward. We're just in the airport waiting for my checked bag on the conveyor belt at McCarran. At the conveyor belt directly across from me, I'm at 16, and at 14 is the entire Dallas Mavericks team, including number 1 pick Cooper Flagg, waiting for his bag to come off the conveyor belt. The commercial flight, no handlers, just a good old, like you was here for an AAU tournament, getting ready to play tomorrow.
That's awesome. It's actually interesting you mentioned that, Dave, because I was going to ask you, is there security around an NBA team, especially with a number 1 overall pick, or could anybody kind of walk up to him, high five him, and ask him for a picture?
Yeah, I mean, they travel with security, but it is a very kind of low-key environment here at Summer League. So even if it is the number 1 pick, even if it is a team executive who used to be a former NBA All-Star, generally if you get a ticket and you come into Thomas and Mack and you choose, obviously a time when gameplay is not going on, you have a pretty good chance as a fan to get a photo, get an autograph. It's one of the cooler events that the NBA does in that sense.
Yeah, I always tell people, if you want to go and like fan out, that's the place to do it for sure. It's wall-to-wall basketball all day.
Don't you guys remember the Britney Spears Wemby incident?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Who can forget?
Because he had his own security team.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. All right, so you know what? Dave's a perfect person to ask. When the audience on YouTube was flipping out when I said there is real interest in Bronny. I mean, Dave, you see the metrics that I think we've seen, right? There is real interest in Bronny and his development, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, he's kind of like part of the cultural zeitgeist. The Jameses are an American family, and we've been hearing about Bronny since he was, 9 years old, 10 years old, and seeing his development, seeing the tragedy that he's had to overcome, that really tough incident with the heart ailment, see him try to pick himself up from that and find a way at USC, see him kind of fall on his face, start his career with the Lakers, and then carve out some success to finish off the G League season. So if you spend any time around the kid, he is just like a good, down-to-earth guy that you want to root for. And he can also do things like he did in the second Summer League game up in San Francisco where he gets a steal and finishes with a thunderous dunk on the other end. And it's not just a charity case that some people like to peg on him.
Yeah.
I think he has some legitimate chance to be a rotation player in the NBA, which is at number 55. That's a good choice of a draft pick by the Lakers.
The way it was described to me by someone that I feel like could make this assessment said to me, he could be like Avery Bradley. That's not a bad that could be a nice trajectory for him.
Yeah, absolutely. That Anthony Melton is a name that we've heard the Lakers might have some interest in this summer. Well, that's a veteran that he sees as someone that he would like to be able to kind of carve out a similar career path. He's a different body size than this guy, but Derek White, another guy, when he came to the Celtics, he wasn't a guy who was on Team USA or anything like that. He was a guy that came up through the Spurs system, hit open shots, defensive rotations, be a great teammate. That's the model. And the guy doesn't kind of bring with him any of the glitz and glamour that his father does. He's his own man in terms of just going in, putting in the work. And I think he's earned a lot of respect from the people in the organization based on that type of demeanor.
Well, I'm curious. I obviously want to keep watching the development of Bronny, but I'm also really interested in Cooper Flagg. Now, of course, he was the star of college basketball, and he's playing on, the number one brand team in college basketball. But if I'm being really honest about it, I didn't see that much of Cooper
By the way,
Flag.
that hurt Dave so much being a Syracuse guy, I'm sure.
I mean, Dave, what are you
my
going to do,
God.
man? That's
Oh,
just
my
the reality
God.
of the situation,
that
bro.
has to hurt.
I mean, that's just the reality. You understand it.
Yeah.
So this makes it an interesting matchup tomorrow night. Cooper Flag on one side, Bronny on the other side, and then throw on top of all of it the connection between Dallas and L.A. and what happened last year, Luka, AD, et cetera. It makes for a compelling game in what is not necessarily the most compelling sports event going on at the time. You know, I mean, it's happening. It's summer league. People who are in basketball want to know about it, but the average sports fan may not. This is the kind of game and the kind of matchup that makes the average sports fan perk up and go, I want to see this.
Yeah, listen, I was here for Zion Williamson's first game. I was here for Victor Wembanyama's first game, here for Blake Griffin's first game. There was a level of anticipation for this kind of new, amazing young talent coming into the league and what they can do. But in this case, you have that element in play with Cooper. Then you just have, Laker fans here. And as you mentioned, the background, the backstory, like I was just joking with one of the staffers for the Mavs that, are you guys like just going through the phone book trying to find old Laker assistant coaches to add to your staff? Because we're just hearing every other day it's somebody else that you're adding to the team. So you're going to see some familiar faces on the Dallas side of things. Obviously Jason Kidd's not going to be coaching the team, but former assistant. Frank Vogel's on that staff. We just heard Phil Handy's going to be joining the staff. Mike Penberthy. Obviously you have Anthony Davis. You have Max Christie. You have D'Angelo Russell now joining the team. All sorts of familiar faces for Lakers fans associated. And hey, remember a few years back where we had the added drama of LeBron James and Russell Westbrook in the gym and sitting as far away from one another as possible.
Yes.
What will we see if Anthony Davis and LeBron James is in the building tomorrow night? What type of interactions will we see? It adds just another layer of intrigue. But mostly, like, I want to see if Dalton Knecht can stay out of shooting slump that he shot himself out of Game 3 in San Francisco. I want to see this kid, Darius Bazley, who's a former highly touted first-round pick, who's put up some numbers for the Lakers so far. I want to see if Cole Swider can continue. Talking about Syracuse guy here. Thank you very much. If Cole Swider can keep it up and earn a two-way spot with the Lakers. For a summer sporting event that's not, the MLB All-Star Game, not the ESPYs, not a big boxing match or MMA fight, like this is a pretty fun night to tune in and watch.
All right, let's talk about the big club. It's been no secret I'm a skeptic on DeAndre Ayton working, and look, it's not his talent. I think no one denies that part of it. There's enough out there where you talked about former teammates, coaches, all the reporting that's been done, the desire, the willingness. I asked him that point blank, and he answered the question. I thought answered it fairly well. But what was your takeaway from DeAndre Ayton answering questions about maybe any criticisms he had previously?
Well, I certainly agree with you, George, like that. I had a degree of skepticism I shared on, your guys' brother program, Mason Ireland, that, maybe use him as a break glass in case of emergency type of option at center. But listen, first I'll talk about the strategy of it. To be able to sign a guy into the cap space you had available and maintain your first-round pick, your Dalton Knecht, your Maxi Kleber, your Rui Hachimura, expiring contracts, so you can continue to survey the market to make this team better between now and the end of the offseason or now and the trade deadline. That is a smart decision. It comes to Ayton, listen, he said all the right things at the introductory press conference. You could tell that he felt like he was kind of playing meaningless basketball. No offense to our friends up in Portland, but over the last two seasons, he goes from a team in Phoenix that makes the NBA Finals, that follows that up with a 64-win season, the most wins in the league that year, and then 2 years in Portland, only 57 wins combined. He said he felt like he was forgotten about. Well, there's no hiding, there's no forgetting about anyone on the Lakers roster. As we know, we talk about ad nauseum about guys 1 through 15 plus the two-way contracts. And so he's going to be back with his feet in the fire. and let's see what he can do. And listen, like, we know that Ramona Shelburne reported that Luka Doncic signed off on this deal. That's a good sign. That Luka obviously came into the league with this guy. He's seen what he's been able to do. He's had playoff battles with him in the past. I think I'm coming around to it in terms of, like, the situation that DeAndre Ayton finds himself in is he better make it work, or his entire life can go in a different direction. Like, this is where he gets to reestablish himself as a guy that can be relied upon for the next decade, being a double-double machine, and he can get all of the that if he can prove it. And this is the year to do it.
Yeah, well said, Dave. I think, as George and I talked to him yesterday, one of the things I said to him was, dude, I haven't seen you play in a couple of years. And he said, yeah, because, I was up playing for a developmental team, but now I'm here and I'm coming here to try and play for a championship. So I sort of want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, can you become the player you were in Phoenix? Because you're now, theoretically, you're playing for something more than what was going on in Portland, which was really nothing. I mean, any guy that can't find a way to a game because of an ice storm doesn't really want to play. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a rough one, obviously. But listen, I reported that Scott Brooks was on the Blazers staff 2 seasons ago, DeAndre's first year in Portland, and the Lakers front office and coaching staff had extensive conversations with Scott about this potential decision. And Scott vouched for him. And, guess what? If they can't find DeAndre Ayton, Scott's going to be getting a phone call from JJ Redick or Rob Pelinka being like, all right, you got to go find our boy. And, my understanding that Scott believes in Ayton as a person. At times, his professionalism needs to be reined in a lot. But I covered those Suns teams. The Lakers were out of the playoffs those 2 years. Actually, the Suns eliminated the Lakers from the playoffs one of those years. And so I followed them throughout their postseason runs for ESPN. And I heard some stuff about, some maturity issues with Ayton. But at the same time, that's a 23-year-old versus a 26-year-old. And, like, all of us in our day-to-day lives as young men grow a lot in those years. But in the NBA, those are like warp speed years. I've covered guys, and they go from being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to, like, steely-eyed vets, and with the whole world watching. And I think it says something about Ayton's kind of belief in himself that he could have gone, Milwaukee, had far fewer eyeballs on him, been playing with a generational superstar in Giannis Antetokounmpo. He chose LA, and he knows, like, he's been around the league long enough that knows what that means to come play for LA. It's the daily drama of it. And I think he's kind of testing himself of, like, am I really made of what I think I'm made of? And I think that can work for the Lakers. And if it doesn't, the good thing is that they've been able to retain those tradable pieces, and they can find another option if they need to.
All right, last one, and thanks for taking the time while you're at the airport. All right, what's next? Like, is there anything on the horizon? What is it that you think they need the most, et cetera?
You got to look towards July 20th. They have an option date where they can waive Shake Milton. That's where his contract for $3 million for next year becomes fully guaranteed. Otherwise, they're a full roster. So my instinct is that they will likely waive him, but I don't have that in terms of reporting. I just have that in terms of that gives them flexibility, and the Lakers always like to have flexibility. And then if you do have an open roster spot and are able to survey the market in terms of what they could use is more wing defense and more shooting. And obviously, if you can get a person who does both of those things, that would be wonderful. But, like, could you get another Max Christie? I think that's when you look up and down this roster, it's kind of what they're lacking, because obviously we know Jared Vanderbilt has struggled to stay healthy, and even at his best is kind of a black hole on offense. And so if you can get someone, again, another defensive-minded wing with some offensive capabilities, I think you're kind of looking at what the team will look like headed into training camp, barring, a trade that can be put together. Obviously, I reported around the draft that there were some talks with Miami, about Andrew Wiggins. You know, hey, if you get him for the right price, he's a former champ, and we know that he has, when he's motivated, a guy who's looked pretty damn good in this league. But the first domino to fall, I believe, will be the decision on Shake Milton.
God, if it's Wiggins and Ayton, I think JJ may have an aneurysm in like 3 weeks. All right, Dave McMenamin. By the way, not only will he be at that Bronny Cooper Flag game, our boy McMenamin is doing the 2 early games on sidelines with our boy Kesty and Seth Greenberg. So make sure as soon as Summer League starts, you watch our guy Dave McMenamin on the sidelines.
Hey, Dave, it's a shame that while you're in Vegas, the Eagles aren't playing at the Sphere.
I know, right? There you go.
Backstreet Boys. I was just talking. They are playing here.
Backstreet Boys are
Cappy,
there.
We're going to go see that Eagles show in September, man.
So are we. We're going to go up there too. We should coordinate dates. Maybe we'll do a double date.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
There you go. I'm sure. Listen, little Backstreet Boys. I'm taking McMenamin to the Backstreet Boys when I get to Vegas. That's what we're doing.
Me, we're going to see the Eagles and we're going backstage.
There we go. Dave, you're the best, buddy. I'll see you in Vegas.
Thanks, fellas.
All right, man. See you. There he is.
So Dave calls me about, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
From out of nowhere.
Right.
Late at night.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, I was in this bar in Venice, and I met your boy, Deacon Fry.
Yeah.
He goes in.
Big basketball guy, right?
Right, and Deacon Fry, now the lead singer of the Eagles because he took over for his dad, he goes, Deacon recognizes Dave.
Right.
And you know Deacon, he sees an ESPN personality, and he can talk NBA basketball, especially Lakers basketball. He's all in.
Right.
So he goes up to Dave, and the next thing you know, these guys are long-lost brothers, and Dave says to me, hey, can you connect us? I mean, I want to hook up with this guy. I definitely want to go see the Eagles play at the Sphere.
Yeah.
So next thing I know, I got a group text going with everybody.
Nice.
And I would like to go on a double date.
Okay.
With Dave and wife and me and Rachel.
Okay.
Think that'd be a nice couple? 2 couples?
Sure, why not?
You think that Rachel can dose both of those guys?
No chance.
What do you mean no chance? She doses everybody.
No chance.
We went to a party on Saturday night. There must have been 100 people at this party. Everybody was so freaking high out of their minds.
No chance.
She dosed everybody. She's
Is that
a
really a
personal
good thing
Pez
to say
machine.
on the air?
Yeah, it's
That
great.
she doses people?
Well, she gives them little pieces of weed,
No,
little edibles.
No
Sounds
chance.
like you're. Never mind.
No chance. So anyway,
she'll dose DeAndre anytime.
no chance. So anyway, all right. Thanks to Dave. Big deal or no deal coming up next.
She'll dose D.
But first, Cappy, why don't you tell us about your friends here?
I would love to talk to everybody about Sellers Advantage. Did I tell everybody yesterday about what a phenomenal lunch we had yesterday with Sellers Advantage? It was awesome. It was. Stay away from me.
Cameras.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk about Sellers Advantage. So, look, here's the thing. If you are considering selling your house and you don't want to deal with agents and you don't want to put a lot of money into it and you don't want to sit on it for the next 30 or 60 or 90 days and you don't want to have to lower the price because you got to attract buyers, let's forget about all that nonsense. Let's call Sellers Advantage. 888-390-AS-IS. As is, because that's the way they want to buy your house. They're going to come over. They're going to look around. They're going to know how much money needs to be put into this house to sell it eventually. And then they're going to make you a competitive cash offer. They're literally going to say to you, hey, look, we'll give you X number of dollars for this house, and we'll do it right now. Let's make this happen as fast as possible. And listen, I'll tell you guys, a lot of folks have their money wrapped up in the equity in their home, and they may not have the cash in the bank necessarily to hire a mover or to, rent a new place or deal with any of the other expenses that come. Well, at Sellers Advantage, we will offer you, in many instances, up to $20,000 to say, hey, we know you need the cash, so let's help you out. So look, if you don't want to deal with agents, if you don't have to worry about the deal falling through, if you don't want to put money into the house just to sell it, let's call Sellers Advantage. Let's get a competitive cash offer, and let's make this deal happen fast. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or even better yet, go online and visit them at sellersadvantage.com.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Yeah, bad day for me.
Nah, you're good.
No, this is a bad day. This is punch people in the face day. Just really pissed off.
Somebody cut you off on the freeway? I have a feeling.
I am in next blank mode. The next M blank that says the wrong word. So I'm letting you know.
It's a warning to everybody.
I'm letting you know. Just be careful today.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
On 710 ESPN.
Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Bronny. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're injured in an accident, you should call my guy Jacob. Why? Because his team will hold your hand throughout the entire process. The consultation is free. He'll deal with the insurance company on your behalf, and you only pay Jacob if he wins. He has the reputation and clout to get you the compensation that you deserve. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
USC football is more than a game. It's tradition, pride, and unforgettable Saturdays in the Coliseum. Be there for every kickoff, every touchdown, and every unforgettable moment this season. Secure your football season tickets today and lock in the best seats, exclusive fan benefits, and memories that last a lifetime. Don't miss out. We need you in the stands. Visit USCTrojans.com or call 213-740-GO-SC.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text CAR to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text CAR to 42424. That's CAR to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
5:38 on a Wednesday. Banger. On this day in 1996. I mean, the mic's not even cutting through, right? Am I right?
Careful.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully this is the radio edit.
On this day in 1996, the number one hit, Tupac, featuring Casey and JoJo, featuring Dr. Dre. Didn't I just do this one last week? How do you want it? I think that's when it dropped. This is the number one hit. Whoa, that was not the radio edit. Dump that.
No,
Dump
that was bad.
I didn't hear it. Can you replay it?
I ask you.
It's in the system.
How do we have so many songs? We do have a lot of songs
guys,
in there that aren't clean. I heard it too.
Rewind that. Replay it. I didn't hear it.
Nope.
Come on, let me hear what he said.
I heard it too.
How do you want it? How do you
Literally,
feel?
as Chris was saying.
I mean, honestly.
What do you say?
I didn't hear it either.
Come on, rewind it. Let me hear it.
Something inside of you. That's what he
Come
said.
on.
Like a Q-tip? Like in?
Yes, a Q-tip.
Is that the deal? Can't you dump things about Q-tips? So strange, man. I said everybody's so uptight.
Man.
Here.
Today is also Tom Hanks' 69th birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Tom Hanks.
Love Tom.
And it's National Don't Put All Your Eggs in One Omelet Day.
In one omelet?
But I think you have to put all your eggs in one omelet.
No,
Well,
because
yeah,
if
you
you have a
got-
dozen of eggs,
Right,
you can
yeah.
use 3 eggs to make an
Yeah,
omelet.
3 is usually. I mean, 2 is good enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, in most cases.
But you're not going to make multiple omelets unless you have multiple people.
Right. But I would say you can make a good omelet with 2 eggs at the house.
At least 3 eggs.
Well, but 3 is more like restaurant style. That's like a bigger meal.
Big omelet.
Yeah.
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 I think you should say things like at the crib rather than at the house. Sounds cooler.
Okay.
You know, like you can use 2 eggs when you're at the crib versus you can use 2 eggs when you're at the house. Crib versus house.
Okay.
Trust me. Makes you sound cooler.
All right. Thanks again to Dave McMenamin for joining us there.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So we got big deal, no deal?
Yeah, Yeah, let's go.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
We got thrown off by that whole Tupac thing.
Yeah.
Or two-pack, as Mason used to say.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, I
Remember
would
that
love
one
to play
time?
the clip, but he made us delete it.
He did? No
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
Heard this?
Yes, he did.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Didn't he, Chris?
freaked
Yeah, he did.
out and said, "Hey, I don't want everybody to hear me say Tupac rather than
Yeah,
Tupac."
he was like mad
He
about
did
it.
that whole thing, but that was years ago when he still thought he was the star of the station, and he's certainly not anymore. So,
He didn't get this one though.
Bring a bucket and a mop.
yeah.
Wait.
I
Isn't
can't
that
believe he made you delete that.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, makes
Yeah.
me sound not cool."
I was mad too.
Tupac.
Isn't this
Bring a bucket and a
that's
mop.
Megan Thee Stallion song,
Yeah, that's
right?
WAP.
We gotta play that for Michael. Him saying that.
That could be his new theme song coming in.
I really hope that
Not
Klay
the radio
Thompson
edit
and Megan Thee
version, though.
Stallion.
Oh, it'd be unbelievable.
I hope they really are dating, and I hope they get married, and I hope that Michael.
They have little stallions.
You can go to the wedding.
Yeah, I
huh?
want to go to the wedding. Number one.
You're not going to be invited.
Why not?
None of us are going to be invited.
Well, I'm going to petition to be invited.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to say things like, "So, Michael, where is this and when?"
Say that you'll work the coat room.
I'll valet park.
Yeah.
How about that? You know?
Somebody in the YouTube chat, six eggs in an omelet. That's a big omelet.
That's
Yeah, that
a
is.
healthy
That's a lot.
omelet.
Yeah.
Healthy omelet.
It's like a double omelet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what do you got?
All right, so I came across this story about a guy who recently booked a big house for a mountain biking trip with his buddies, $800 per person for the week, and they reserved it with months in advance, and there's a no cancellation policy. Well,
Okay.
since then, the guy broke his collarbone and he can't even ride his bike.
Okay,
so
so?
he's not going to go on the trip.
Oh, it's too
So
bad.
he said he told his friends that he can't come on the trip and that he doesn't want to pay because his injury cost him a lot of money in medical bills and he had
Rude.
to miss work.
Rude.
And he's also really bummed he's missing the trip.
Mhm.
But they don't want to chip in for the extra money for his empty room.
Understood.
Do you think that is it a big deal or no deal if this guy says he's not going to pay for his room?
I mean, for me, it's no deal because I don't care. But I'll just say it like this:
Should he?
He should. First of all, he made the commitment. He booked the place. He invited his pals. It sucks that he got hurt, but you know you can still go. You can still have fun. And everybody was like, "Well, we budgeted $800." So now, because he doesn't go, now everybody's in for $1,100, and they go, "I don't want to pay the extra $300."
Right.
It's not my fault you got hurt.
Yeah, that you got to be a mensch there and
Right.
and just take care of your guys.
Or find somebody who wants to take the room.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
What if he's like totally poor because of his medical bills and he can't pay it?
There's no way that he's totally poor for this reason.
Because he booked a $800 a week mountain biking
Well,
trip?
mountain biking is a very expensive sport. You know, so if you're going to go on a mountain biking trip, you have to transport your bike, whether that's driving.
Right,
or
it's
you
a
gotta-
fair point.
Yeah, I mean, when you people who mountain bike, that is a very, very expensive sport.
Yeah.
The amount of equipment you need, and by the way, everybody gets hurt doing that.
Right.
So it's a matter of time. So you know what? Like you said, George, be a mensch, pay your $800, show up, cook the omelets in the morning
Yeah.
for all your friends.
Not 12, though. Not 12
Right,
eggs.
and
just hang out.
Right, and just have a good time.
Yeah. I mean, can he walk?
No, it doesn't say.
Well, he hurt his shoulder.
All right. Then he's just got to sling.
Right.
Yeah, you got to swing that stuff.
Right. Slang it.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
All right, so a recent study shows that men are seen as the most attractive when they have dad bods. And I guess the,
Oh, this is good for you, Cap.
Oh, perfect. All of us.
Because you've been showing everybody your belly button
So
today.
fat.
so the theory behind this.
My belly button is getting deeper as I get fatter.
Well, it's an odd-looking belly button.
Me too.
frankly.
I haven't lost all the NBA
Show the
NBA
camera
playoffs.
your
Let me
belly
see
button.
your belly button. Let me take a look at yours. Let me see what's
Oh, there's
so
gonna be a lot of hair
different.
here.
Let me see what's different about.
See how it's normal? Now show us yours.
Wait, I don't think yours is so normal.
Well, it's not as deep as
Holy
look,
moly.
Look at that.
Yours is deep, Cappy.
Come over here and stand here. Come over here.
Let me see. Stand next to each other. No, turn around, Chris.
Dueling belly buttons.
No, yours is a little deeper, Cappy.
Yeah. No, that's just because
His is, but yours is a little slanted to the left, to like one side. Yeah, you got a
Cappy's
slanted
belly
belly
button
button.
is
It's
wider.
like on an angle. It's weird.
I don't know about that, but Cappy's is very deep.
That's because as I get fatter, my belly button gets deeper.
Yeah.
But
Yours is
that's-
like slanted belly button.
Oy
It's
vey.
weird. It's like on an angle.
Look at the two of us on YouTube with our disgusting belly buttons. That is enough to make somebody vomit.
Well, no, actually, Cappy, you're wrong because according to this research, that women seem to find that the most appealing male bodies had a BMI between 23 and 27, and peak attractiveness was linked to a BMI of 24. So all of this is to say that I guess if you go back in time and you go through survival and your instincts, It's because women finds a man most attractive because he can provide for her. So
Like the Liver King.
Yes. So your brain.
The Liver King.
No, we can't. You can't talk about that guy.
That guy. I
guy's
watched that
lost
over
his
the week.
mind.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Well, oh, you watched the Liver King doc?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
So
I just watch him on Instagram.
So like a dad bod or like mid-range BMI aligns with optimal survival and reproductive fitness. So it's like that's what humans were evolved, like women at least, were evolved to, look at a guy who's like, oh, that guy can provide for me, so I'm more attracted to that. Men, however, are the opposite. So
Yeah, it's kind of weird too because like Rachel will say to me, I'm like, I'll tell her how fat I am. And she'll be like, "No, you're not fat. You're big." Like she's like, "I
And she
like the
means
fact
it.
that
You're
you're
husky.
big." Yeah, she's like, "I like the
See,
fact."
Lindsay says
Yeah.
she's right.
evolutionary advantages.
Right. She like, and then we'll see some guys. I'll be like, "Look at that guy, man. He is yoked. He is just so ripped and lean." She's like, "Oh God, he's so skinny." So I don't like as much as I would love to lose 20 pounds. I
don't have to.
Well, if you don't have to, who cares?
Yeah, right. Now, if she were to ever break up with me,
Yeah.
you're going to see me go on like Ozempic, like the next day.
Yeah, but
Like
then
Chuck.
Yeah, but then
Like
you're
Charles
gonna
Barkley.
You're going to get too skinny. And you'll get the weird face. You don't want all that.
Nah.
You saw that? Who was the guy that got like way too thin on it, and he's like, Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
He was on
Ryan
Ozempic.
Seacrest.
Yes.
He didn't even need to be on
Yes,
Ozempic.
look at Google pictures of him. People are like worried about him because
He never needed to be on Ozempic.
He
though.
looked
He was on
great.
something else right now.
No, I know everyone seems to think that it's like he's on like the weight loss stuff, and he's taking it too far.
Hey,
But he didn't. He was not.
He was thin.
Yeah, he was thin
Oh,
already.
trust me, this was a whole thing on like People magazine. You see it on the stands when you go to the grocery store.
Hey, by the way, side note to this whole dad bod conversation.
Yeah.
Did you guys happen to see the story about Patrick Mahomes
Yes.
putting out a picture of him and his wife? And he's always kind of ridiculed for having a dad bod. And you would think that a guy like Mahomes, who's as great as he is,
Mahomes is the best. Mahomes. Oh, Mahomes.
you would think a guy who's a world-class athlete, when he takes off his shirt, you just have this expectation. You're an NFL quarterback. You're the best quarterback in football. You're already an all-timer. Well, you're going to be ripped, right? Well, he wasn't, and he's not.
He never really has been, though.
No, he's never really been.
He's never.
Yeah.
He's always
But,
had like
but
a
there's
little
a lot
bit
of there's a lot of guys that play that position that have had some little
Yeah, but I mean,
little
like,
padding.
right? You look at Tom Brady before he got into
Right.
TB12.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't look good, obviously, when he was coming out of Michigan.
Yeah.
He transformed his body, but Mahomes plays. I mean, this incredible style of football,
He's the best quarterback. How can you rip him?
and he does it with a dad bod.
Yeah.
And a Kansas City radio host went on the air the other day and was like, this guy is such an embarrassment because his mentor is supposed to be Tom Brady, and he hasn't learned how to take care of his body and get his body into shape. And people are saying, are you out of your mind? He's the best quarterback in football. And the host is
He had
like,
a rough season last year.
But the host is like, he is the best quarterback
But
in
he could be
football.
better.
And he could play longer
Right.
at a higher level if he took better care of his body and he wasn't eating fast food all the time.
Not completely wrong.
I'm not, but this is the same guy, by the way, who also got fired years ago for criticizing Andy Reid as a father after having a lot of problems with his kids, blah, blah, blah.
Well, there was some stuff there.
Yeah. So, listen, Patrick Mahomes, to me, I look up to Patrick Mahomes, meaning, hey, bro, you got a dad bod and you can play like that? Well, then I can have a dad bod and talk like this.
He's also the son of an athlete. His dad was pitched for a really long time in Major League Baseball. He pitched for a lot of teams, but he pitched for a long time.
So Anthony, in our social media team, he sent us a text saying we should touch belly buttons. Do you want to?
Anthony,
do you want to?
No, the answer is no.
You really want? So if I go over there right now, we won't touch belly
We will
buttons?
not be touching belly buttons. Now, somebody else.
You realize that that's a Mandy's 4 worthy moment.
Somebody in the live YouTube chat said, why don't you guys have your belly buttons have a hot dog together so we could stick a hot dog
but
in
no,
our respective belly buttons.
it's going to feel weird if there's a hot dog in there.
You stick a dog in our belly.
I'm not doing
now,
that.
If there was a
Is it cooked or raw?
If there was a 22-inch Lizzie and we were going to share
Does
it
it
between
matter?
our belly buttons,
I don't know.
I would have like 6 inches into my belly button.
Yeah, you got a deep belly
very
button.
deep belly button.
Come on, let's touch belly buttons.
How about you
absolutely
guys
not.
talk it over, and I'll talk about Jacob, and then we can do it maybe for dealer's
No,
choice.
you know we're going to get in trouble if that happens.
All right, you were meant. Oh, that's what you're worried about.
That's damn right I
Hey,
am.
Cappy, you know what? You were meant for greatness.
Are you talking about the thing or the other thing?
You
The
might,
other thing.
you
Oh,
might
okay.
not feel it every day, Cappy, but that doesn't make it any less true. And that's the message I saw this morning when I was driving around. Bright yellow billboard, the law offices of Jacob and Bronny, and it stuck with me because it's easy to get discouraged. Maybe you've been knocked down. Maybe you're in pain. Maybe life's just heavy right now. But you were built to overcome this. So if you get into any kind of issue, you call Jacob in an accident. 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. And when things get hard, it helps to have someone like Jacob in your corner, man, to believe in your comeback. And that's what Jacob and Bronny does. If you've had an accident, Jacob and Bronny and his team will take care of the hard stuff so you can focus on getting back to the version of you that's strong, confident, and ready to win. Call them at 844-24-JACOB. Tell them Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. No upfront fees, no pressure. You pay only if Jacob wins. Call them at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or visit them online at calljacob.com and follow Call Jacob on Instagram. The Rams, Lakers, and LAFC are proud to stand with the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie.
Beat the heat this summer with NextGen, the official AC plumbing and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. If your AC breaks down, don't hesitate. Call NextGen now and enjoy expert installation on any new system. For a limited time, combat SoCal's air quality and reduce dust in your home with a free no-ozone air purifier included with any new AC system install. Call 833-3NEXTGen or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com to book online. CSLB number 1011173, lifetime warranty on selected items.
Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's hottest card room. Pre-game with friends on game days inside Century Bar and Grill and enjoy daily lunch specials or catch up over a late-night dinner. Step into Ray's Lounge and enjoy live music, DJs on the weekends, and savory crafted cocktails. The only spot where you can park, party, and play 24/7. Hollywood Park Casino now open. Located next to the Forum and SoFi Stadium and the all-new Intuit Dome. For more info, go to playhpc.com or follow them at PlayHPC. Must be 21 plus to enter.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Purple Wave Auction remains the trusted leader in online equipment auctions. What makes the difference is you. You are part of our growing global community that continues to trust Purple Wave with the equipment that builds and feeds America. This trust placed in us by our community, from construction to ag producers and fleet drivers, brings great equipment opportunities to their next owners. Join the Purple Wave community today. purplewave.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
I ain't apologizing. 5:54.
You should.
Wednesday afternoon, Sedano and Cap. Final segment. That's
When
our
have I
final
ever led
segment.
you astray?
Well, you kind of did. Now I'm over still again.
Well, you got to deal with Cappy's calendar.
Time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer.
Wow, he nailed the post even after I threw in my own 2 cents.
Nice. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Our friend Damon over there at Seller's Advantage. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer, or visit sellersadvantage.com, DRE 0196-1658.
Cappy had such a great lunch with him the other day.
It was a great lunch, me and
I
Damon.
bet Damon would touch belly buttons with us.
Oh, no, he won't.
Yeah, he will.
He's not going to touch belly buttons with us. We're not. We're out of the belly button
If
touching
David-
game.
You are so afraid of touching belly buttons.
If Damon wanted to touch belly buttons with us, would you?
If Damon wanted to touch my belly button with his belly button, I would consider touching belly buttons with Damon. You and me touching belly buttons is only a bunch of chazarai.
A bunch of mishigash?
That you and I just don't need to deal with right now.
I don't mind dealing with it. You're the one scared.
I don't want to deal with it.
You're scared.
Scared, say scared, and I'm scared. I am scared. Hey, but I'll tell you what I'm not scared about.
What are you not scared about?
By the way, DeAndre told me I had a slanted belly button too. I don't even know what that means.
Let me see
It's
it
like
again.
an angle.
Yeah, let me see it again. Hold on a second here.
Now dig yours out.
No, let me see. Ooh.
Isn't it a little bit on
It
an
is,
angle?
It is. Like the right side of your belly button is longer than,
Yeah,
than
that's
the
what I said.
other side. Yeah. Right.
DeAndre, let me see yours.
Let's see what you got.
I mean, he's gonna.
I'm all good,
he
bro.
got the
Why do you want to
eight-pack
see
over
his belly button so much?
there. Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
what do
because
you?
my belly button's out.
What do you got?
I want to say something, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? I want you to mark your calendars.
We got 2 minutes here.
Okay, good. That's plenty of time. I want you to mark your calendars, everybody.
All right.
Now, look, this Friday, we're all going to party. We're all going to hang out. It's going to be great at the softball game in West Covina.
Yeah.
But on Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday night,
Yeah.
that is July 15th. Do
Yeah.
I have that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to ask Chris because he now manages my calendar.
Yeah. Yeah.
On Tuesday, July 15th,
Mm-hmm.
me and Chris are inviting everybody who's tuning in today to the Park West Bicycle Casino for what we're calling a guys' night out.
Okay.
Okay?
Can we eat sushi out of our belly buttons?
I say this. You could put
You can pay
sushi
people to
on
do
your
that.
belly button, and I will take chopsticks. And
Yes.
Yes, okay?
That is going to get us
That's
in
a
trouble.
thing,
too.
like
Oh,
in
you're
Vegas.
getting in trouble.
That's even
I
worse.
can't believe you agreed to that.
Because that's where the hand roll went down.
That's way worse.
Yeah. I would say we're going to have a bunch of icy cold Coors
You might as well
Lights.
touch belly button.
I know. At this point, I might as well just give up. Tuesday night, July 15th, the Park West Bicycle Casino, about 7:10 p.m. because we're going to get off the air
Yeah.
at 6. We're going to head over there.
7:10 p.m. right off the 710 freeway.
Right. And it's really only 9 miles from here, so hopefully we'll be able to make it quickly.
Hopefully the
I
great
wish
PK,
I could join.
Hopefully the great PK Paul Kim will be there.
Yeah.
Maybe Mr. Park will drop by.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
And the thing is that this is not like some big, huge blackjack tournament or anything like that.
Just a hang.
It's just a hang sesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay?
man. Good.
So,
Hey, man.
hey, man, it's just a hang sesh, babe. So when you walk into the Park West Bicycle Casino,
Yeah.
you ask them, you say, hey, Cappy sent me. They're going to give you $30 in free play.
Wow.
Bam!
We're going to
Cappy
watch.
bucks, Jack.
We're going to watch the All-Star game. We're
Yeah.
going to drink a couple of icy cold Coors Lights.
Right.
We're going to eat some really good sushi.
Yeah.
Maybe play a little bit of blackjack.
Crush some sushi.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, July 15th, it's just a guys hang sesh. Make sure you mark your calendar and make sure you're there.
All right.
Sucker.
Fair enough. All right, we're done here. Excellent work, Cappy, Christopher, the guys in the back, Anthony.
Can I see your belly button?
Jonathan,
seriously,
DeAndre,
no.
Anthony,
Lindsay,
that weirdo.
Funchy, the Mongrels, the COT. Who stopped by? McMenamin, right?